Three action here at the 93rd Australian Athletics Championships, here from a sunny and windy Queensland Sport and Athletics Centre. Boys, they call this one Super Saturday, but I'm upping the ante, calling it Sizzling Saturday. It's a little bit hot and there's plenty of action going on tonight. We've got Ollie Worm, we've got trackside here, Matt Lynch, plenty going on tonight, mate.
Yeah, definitely trackside here. I'm so close to the men's high jump. Brandon Stark, can he do it again like he did in Sydney? Will he earn Stark of the weekend? His brother's going to try and bowl straight to the World Cup final. We've got the men's 400 last night. We saw the semis, 8 in the field. Anyone could medal. And we've got the women's pole vault, Nina Kennedy, Alana Boyd, already got qualifiers for Beijing. But you can't discount the Palanov sisters. They're going to be out there as well.
Absolutely sensational stuff. Ollie, you'll be upstairs next to me, mate. Plenty of action for you as well.
Plenty of action. Looking forward to the men's 800 metres. Can't wait to see the showdown. Jeff Risley versus Alex Rowe. They've gone head-to-head over the tour. That's going to be an absolute cracker. The men's 100 metres, semis and finals tonight. We saw the Fijian Benuve show the Aussies how it's done. And also Josh Clark. How impressive was he in the heats? Great to see him in form and good to see how he goes in the semi and the final. And the women's 100 metres showdown, Pearson and Breen going head-to-head again. Who's going to come out on top? We'll soon find out.
Well, the list just keeps going on and on and on. Out in the field, we have the women's javelin tonight. We have Kath, Kim and Kelsey going up against Sunette Viljoen for all the action tonight. We've also got Julian Ruck and Matt Denny, who won the hammer throw last night. Can Ruck get his second national championship? We're going to find out about that. And huge night tonight for the distance runners as well. The women's 1500 metres. Look at this. We've got Buckman, Duncan, Kingdom, McKnight, Delaney. Absolutely going to be an absolute ripper. And I tell you what, you guys, you've got the best seat in the house, so stick around because all the action from the 93rd Australian Athletics Championship is coming your way.
Yes, and welcome here to that beautiful stadium. The QE2 is part of the Queensland Sport and Athletics Centre. You can see what was the remnants of 1982 Brisbane Commonwealth Games, and I tell you what, there were plenty of wonderful performances there for that one. And I tell you what, Ollie, there is going to be some performances tonight that will behold people, because we have an absolute plethora of champions in the making tonight at the 93rd Australian Athletics Championship.
We sure do, Mossy. We saw some of the heats last night and some, I guess, some tempters and early sneaks of what's to come tonight, but tonight is probably the most action-packed block we've got. Some finals coming up tonight, the 100-metre men's and women's finals, men's and women's 400-metre finals, the men's 800-metre final, just to name a few, mate. So looking forward to that.
Well, why don't we go down trackside now to Matt Lynch. Tell us, Lynchy, what's conditions like down there, mate? Looks like your hair's been blown away.
Mate, it is blowing an absolute gale down here, and guess what? It is pointing the right direction, straight down the 100 home straight. I'm a bit nervous for what are the bombs that are going to be dropped in these 100s. We've got the semis of the men's and women's, Sally and Mel. Could they push each other to 10.99? And the boys in the 100, I think they might be able to go sub 10. I'm putting it out there, it's a sub 10, but you might be able to see it's very much that way. Let me get a bit of grass. You probably can't see that, but it just went 20 metres the other direction.
That's why we couldn't see it, mate. It was going so fast.
That's right.
Can we just get another look at Lynchy there? You see there, look at that. It's got a bit of Mossy's wax in the hair there, looking absolutely sensational. Best hair on the crew, apart from Cheech, the cameraman. Now, I tell you what, boys, I don't know. We talked about it in the intro, some of the biggest events that are happening tonight. What do you think, Lynchy, for you, what's going to be the performance of the night?
Oh, if Stark can do what he did in Sydney last week, 2 weeks ago, he pretty much electrified, I'm going to say the nation.
Yep.
He electrified the nation with the 2 metres 30. And there's just something special about high jump where, unlike long jump, they might jump a big jump and you're not sure how far it is. But in high jump, when he's clear, 2 metres 30, if he can do that again, oh, it's going to be pretty special. My heart rate's starting to pump up at the moment. But I've got a special spot right in the middle of my chest here for Josh Clark in that 100, and I think he's going to do something very, very, very exciting. What about you guys?
Lynchy, how good was Josh Clark's heat yesterday? He went to about 50 metres, then just switched off, jogged, walked home.
Oh, I felt he was only going to look like he was trying to run a 90. He was stopping well before the finish line. Still had enough momentum to cross him over and run 10.44. But he's going to get pushed, which is, well, it's going to be interesting. Who's going to be the first to the 50 between Josh Clark and Trey Williams? I don't know. They've both got lightning starts.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And of course, the men's 8 final today really depends if the pace is on. We've seen Jeff Risley time his runs to perfection throughout the championship, throughout the tour, and it's going to be a great battle between him and Alex Rowe. But the field event action is heating up, and Matt Denny, the man in form, the national hammer throw champion, the youngest man ever to do so, he's in the ring now, and let's see if he can get a big one out there. Edging towards 62 plus would be ideal for the young man. And he gets that out there.
Oh, not bad. Really stopped on a dime, that discus then.
It's a beautiful infield. And it's, just absolutely carpet out there. But brilliant stuff there by Matt Denny. We know this year he has got personal bests across about shot put, discus, and hammer, and he won the hammer last night to get his first ever senior title, which is sensational stuff for Matt Denny. He is a rising star, if not a star that has well and truly risen. And another one of our competitors now in the men's discus final, launching it out there.
Bit flatter, that discus.
That'll get a red flag. It actually went outside of the area.
And the crowd really getting behind it tonight. They are sort of touting it as Super Saturday, but as you said, Mossy, sizzling Saturday in your eyes.
Upgrading, my friends. It is just so hot. And I don't mean the weather. The weather's actually pretty good here. This is really good, but yeah, I can't go past that men's 100. That is going to be sensational. Well, then again, the women's 15 as well. It's just got so much on offer tonight.
Boys, we've got the tall timber coming out. If you might come down to Cheech's camera down here, we've got the high jumpers making their way out for the final.
You can see them there to the left on screen.
Looks like big Stopel going to the discus ring, but there's the tall man. A lot of them towering over 2 metres tall, especially Nick Boyich, quite one of the tallest men in the world of athletics. And there's a lot of field event action. The women's triple jump is final. Also the women's pole vault, they're just finalising their warm-ups, and you can see the men's high jumpers going out there to begin their warm-ups, and the female steeplechasers, there they are on the screen. A few notable absentees, the likes of Vic Mitchell overseas in China. She actually came 40th today in that event in the World Cross, so well done to Vic Mitch. But there's the field for the women's steeple, and we'll go through that for you as we get closer to the start of that event.
You'd have to think that Jen Lacaze will be the favourite for that one.
Yeah, no doubt about it. She's looks like the one to beat tonight.
So, just waiting for the discus. We've also got the men's shot put, which is in action as well. Damien Birkenhead, can he continue to rise with his season so far?
The Cryo Colossus, the big fella. We've got the AWD shot put down there at the moment. They're getting through the rounds. And we'll try to bring you any updates from all our field events as the night progresses. We'll do our best to get the board showing and update you as soon as possible.
So plenty happening here in the first hour of today's sizzling Saturday. We've got the men's discus throw, which is going on at the moment, the women's pole vault, the 100-metre semis, and the men's high jump, just to name a few. As we look down the list, boys, that final hour from 7:30, well, final half hour from 7:30 to 8, we've got the men's and women's 100s and 400s as well. Promises to be an absolute belter. I just can't wait for this to continue to get rolling along here. As we can see, plenty of ways to keep in contact with us. If you'd like to join the conversation, just go to Summer of Ass on Twitter and we'll get the best tweets up there. We really want them firing up today, guys. Tell us where you're watching from. We had last night Rach Mullane tuning in and doing it from university.
At uni on a Friday night, I'll tell you what, hats off to her. I never in my whole time at uni was at university on a Friday night. And
well, we actually, at my uni, we had it scheduled for a Friday.
Oh, God. Actually,
I didn't say I went.
I probably lied. The amount of times I was at uni, you probably count on my hand. But I got a degree, mate. That's all that matters.
And just on Summer of Ass, we've got Tim Rosen, who's a huge fan. He says, Super Saturday of Ass coming up. Have a good call. Matt Lynch, Ollie Worm, Silas Moss. Thanks very much,
Thanks,
Tim.
mate.
Thanks, Timmy.
Yeah, hope you have a great great evening watching, wherever you are watching. It's going to be sensational. Annalise Ruby throwing out there as well. 400 metre tonight at 8:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, running from lane 4. And can't wait. Annalise Ruby being mainly in the 800s this season, now coming into the 400s.
Yeah, mate, it's there's a lot of battles looking forward to tonight, and they're only going to get better and better as the years go on. But Pearson versus Breen, that's going to be a cracker. And the men's 400, I reckon Lynchy probably agrees with me. There's about 6 guys who are pushing for a medal, I think, Lynchy, and it's just it's hard to pick.
Oh.
So we see here the women's pole vault. Girls getting introduced. Nina Kennedy there, of course, won over in Perth with a 4:59, the highest ever for a female under 20 outdoors.
There's Vicky Parnov.
Vicky Parnov as well.
Scroop, she's been in good form.
Jamie Scroop from South Australia, PB 4:30. There's Alana Boyd, the national record holder, 4:74. Here we go, Emma Felipe, another one of our West Australians. It's quite a number there. And sensational stuff. The girls be launching high. Might be a bit difficult with the wind tonight, but we'll find out. And here is the starting lineup for the women's pole vault. The favourite will be Boyd from Queensland. Representing Western Australia, Nina Kennedy. Liz Parnov from Western Australia, her sister Vicky. Melissa Gergal from USA. She came second last week at the IAAF Melbourne World Challenge. One of the young guns, Emma Felipe of Western Australia. From South Australia, Jamie Scroop. Western Australia is Kelly Bailey. And we'll just flip the page over for the final competitors of our women's pole vault. We have Catherine Ayanello from Victoria, Alana Doust from WA, and the New South Welsh girl, Elizabeth Barrell. Boys, can we even get a prediction here tonight? Will it be Alana Boyd, Parnovs, Kennedy? Will it be Gergel who'll come through from the States? What are you thinking, Matty Lynch?
See, Alana Boyd no-hided last year and very, very angry with herself. Obviously missing that automatic qualifier for Com Games, but on the board there, that's the lineup. They're down trackside, starting in front of the crowd, 3,000 metres. I think 9:44 flat is the Beijing qualifier. We've already seen Vic Mitchell do it and Madeline Heiner do it. Can Jen run it? She's probably the big talent in this field by a long way. 5th at Com Games. I think she'll be able to win this race quite easily. Running against the clock.
And you can see there the starting lineup. Deej from Victoria, Lacars from Victoria as well. Karina Cleland from Victoria, representing New South Wales, Paige Campbell and Emma McKinney. From Queensland, Tara Saxena. Out of Victoria, Veda Somerville, Stephanie Condogenis from Victoria as well. And we also have Cassie Higham from Victoria. The South Australian is Brooke Haynes, and out of Victoria, Claire Johnson. That's the starting lineup for your 3,000 metre women's steeplechase event here tonight. Winner takes all. And we'll have to say Genevieve Lacars is the favourite for this one. Boys, can you see anyone else beating her?
Probably not at this stage. No Madeline Heiner here, no Vic Mitchell. So, yeah, she does look like the one to beat. But stranger things have happened.
It's early in her season as well, though. So, although she would be favourite, I guess, on paper, maybe not as far as her fitness at the moment. Spoke to her earlier, and she said that she's got plenty of time to qualify for this one. So, what do you think, Lynchy?
Well, looks like that's Jason Brown working the camera there. He looks like he wants to line up and run this steeplechase. But
jeez, look at the angle he's getting.
The angles, mate. It's all about the angles. Jason Brown photography, if you want to get amongst him, has been shooting some great shots.
I'm thinking the socks there, Lynchy. You're a man of the socks, mate. Do you like the way the socks blend in with the outfit?
I do. He's worked the sock and shirt combo, but I'm going to throw it to you, Ollie, to call the girls around the track.
Thanks, mate. And away in this steeplechase, and Lacay is getting a good start early on, as is Paige Campbell from New South Wales. They're the two that look likely to set the pace early on. And we will try to keep you updated on as many field events as possible as this event goes on. But down the back straight, and that girl who we think is the raging favourite at this stage is going to take him down the back straight. And Ellen Petich has had a jump in the women's triple jump there. I'll just get on the board and see what she has popped out. I think they're in around the 3rd round. And of course, she's the girlfriend of Alwyn Jones, one of our top triple jumpers, and she was the hot favourite as well for that Australian triple jump crown. But in the steeple, Timetable looking comfortable out in front. Ellen Petit popped out a 13.29 in her 3rd round jump, 13.29 for Ellen Petit. So we'll keep you updated as much as possible as we see the girls clearing the water jump in the steeple. Lynchy, you've jumped into a steeplechase before, have you, mate?
Never.
Never?
Never in my life, and I never plan on doing one either. I think the steeple is probably the best for when you've just run a 400 and you're really hot and tired after a race and you sit in the water. That's about the closest I've been.
I'm going to start a hashtag up, get Lynchy to steeple.
Yeah, if steeple was a country, that hashtag would be nice, but get me over to a steeple. But no, they're for sitting on, and that's about it. That's my view on steeplechase. It's just too hard.
No, that's fair enough, mate. You could, you never know, maybe we could have a steeplechase showdown one day. I'll challenge you, mate.
Oh, really?
No, I don't know about that. I'm shaking it back. But Genevieve Lecard looking very good out in front. Campbell sitting nicely in 2nd. In 3rd, it's McKeaney, and behind her in 4th, it's Hyman. They're the 3 or 4 athletes looking competitive at this stage of the steeplechase. The men's high jumpers just doing their warm-up. See Matt Stopel in the men's discus in the ring from the Gold Coast Victory Athletic Club. And women's pole vault, the bar looks like it's at 3.30 metres in the early stages. So obviously different heights they'll be coming in. Got our New Zealand visitor on the runway in the women's triple jump. And we've got some guests coming to join us tonight, Lynchy and Mossy.
Yes, that we do, mate. Very shortly we'll have Jake Steen coming aboard. Of course, Commonwealth Games decathlete representative. We've also got Evan O'Hanlon, who'll be later on. Benita Willis will be joining us once again for their expert analysis as Genevieve Lecars goes around once again. She's got about a 20-metre lead over the opposition, and she's well and truly out in front. Of course, the girlfriend of Ryan Gregson, but an outstanding long-distance runner in her own right.
What a couple. What a couple. They could go for long runs together. Both in good form. Ryan Gregson, obviously one to watch these championships. Him and Jeff Riser, that's going to be a mouth-watering showdown. And Jeff Riser, of course, going head-to-head with Alex Rowe tonight over the 800 metres. So some great battles heating up as we see the women's triple jump. Unfortunately, the red flag on the runway. But some great showdowns tonight. And the men's 400, I tell you what, there's about 6 guys pushing for 3 medals. And those semi-finals last night, very competitive. And it's tough to pick the winner in the men's 400. Beck and Burns seem the obvious 2 can battle it out. But I feel like there's some others outside of that. Ian Douglas, he's an athlete really on the way up. Had a great season, but just one of the many great showdowns culminating in this, the 93rd Australian Athletics Championships. And you see Lecars out in front. She's probably leading by about 70 metres at this stage. So, look, she's looking very comfortable out in front, and you'd assume from just hold that. And hopefully a good time for her. Is difficult for her without the likes of Vic Mitchell and Madeline Heiner. We see the women's triple jump on the runway, the Victorian.
Got to get it right in the triple, don't you?
You do.
Girls?
If your run-up's not working, anything like that, then it can be a... well, just like the long jump, if your run-up is not on song and you hop yourself in your jump, it can be a tough day at the office. So those jumpers obviously spend a lot of time doing the technical training, of course combining their strength and power and, of course, their speed on the runway. But trying to get all those things combined is no easy feat.
And Lecars just continuing to make distance on the field. Lecars was the winner back in 2012. She got a bronze medal last season. As one of our typical, I guess you'd say, American runners. She does a season over there and in Europe as well. This isn't the peak time of the season for her. London Olympian. Pretty sensational stuff. And I guess the guy who we will see in the Olympics at some stage in the future is none other than our own Jake Steen. He's joining us for the next half hour or so. Jake, welcome aboard.
Thanks, Mossy. Thanks, Wormy. Thanks for having me, boys. So,
no worries, mate. Just grab that mic a little bit closer.
Yeah, first time.
No, great to have you on board, mate. How's the shoulder injury going, buddy? We know that it's been had a bit of surgery.
Yeah, surgery 4 months ago. So coming along nicely, running again finally. So I've got probably 7 more events to add back to training in the next kind of 6 to 8 weeks. So coming along at the moment.
So realistically, when will we see you, I guess, back in your prime?
National championships next year, pretty much. Hopefully we can get a decathlon in maybe late 2015, early 2016, so we can have a crack at the Olympic qualifier, whatever that may be, and I guess set myself up for hopefully a big year next year, which leads to Rio.
And what sort of total are you looking to edge towards next season, mate? Have you got any numbers in sight?
I'd better start with an 8, otherwise I won't be going overseas anywhere.
Indeed.
Yeah, 8,100 I think will be around the mark for the Olympic qualifier. So anything in excess of that should be enough to make the games, I think.
Knock off the likes of, I think, Peter Winter, 8,084. Then you've got the likes of Scott Ferrier, 8,300 and something. And then Jagan Haynes over that 8,400. So they're the men to catch.
Yeah, we've got a couple of guys over. There's only actually 2 blokes that have ever scored in excess of 8,100. So, and it's been 10 years, or 10 years next year, since we've actually had an 8,000 decathlon. So,
who was the last person to do it?
Jason Dudley at the Melbourne Commonwealth Games.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so a Brisbane boy actually. So
we won't hold it against him.
Yeah.
No, we love it up here in Brisbane. Of course, the Queensland, they put everything on up here. The Queensland government providing much needed funds here for the 93rd Australian Athletics Championship. Massive shout out to you guys. You see Lacars there just taking it nice and easy over that second steeple. And steeplechase, mates, have you ever thought of adding that to your repertoire?
No, definitely not. I barely managed the 1,500, so my little brother's had to go at steeplechase once and was disqualified. So
what did he do?
He ran out the cones coming off the water jump. He managed to run inside. So not too sure how he managed that, really. But, yeah, definitely not for me, the steeplechase.
Yep. Just an update. Emma Knight cleared. She jumped 12 metres 70 in the 3rd round of the women's triple jump. The bar is at 3 metres 50 at this stage in the women's pole vault. The men's high jump is just warming up. Got Stopel about to go into the ring in the discus, and also Matt Denny one throwaway. So we will try to keep you updated as much as possible. But Genevieve Lacaze is really stretching her lead. I think she's got about 200-metre lead at the moment. So if you were at this stage to call it, you'd say she's on target and she's about to get the bell to have 400 metres to go until she claims the national title, and all eyes on the clock as the clock just ticks over 8 minutes 31. So interesting to see what time she can pop out here, and whether she can get as close as possible to that qualifier.
Being 9:44 flat. Down there on the sideline, Lynchy.
Yeah, well, if she takes this title out, she'll be in the box seat to go with the qualifier and the national title. That puts her ahead of Madeline Heiner and Vic Mitchell. So very, very interesting if she can do it.
They'd have to take all 3, surely.
I'd love it.
You have to have some kind of exemption. The girl's going over to the World Cross. So can she get home? Come on, Jen.
Well, she's got around just over 200 metres to go. The clock is ticking over 9:10, so it's going to be quite a close finish here. Unfortunately, out in her front, but Jen Lacaze, she's a tough competitor. No doubt she's done this many times before, so just about to clear her last time over the water jump. She's certainly not dying on a run here. Looking good, starting to pick it up, and she's getting into the home straight. The clock's ticking over 9:33, and Genevieve Lacaze enters the home straight, and she's going to take this national title out, no doubt about it, but unfortunately won't get the qualifier. The clock just ticking over 9:44 now. She should get a low 9:50, but a great run from her, and Matt Denny is about to go into the discus ring. Be the man in form. 9:52.43 unofficially for Genevieve Lacaze.
Yes,
dominant performance.
Well done there, Jen Lacaze, taking it out here, national championship. That's her second, and backing up from a bronze medal last season. Here's Matt Denny out in the ring, launching it out there, a bit shorter than he was last time. It's Denny, the young fella, on the rise.
Look at Lacaze in a league of her own here, just waiting for the other girls to come in. Tough event, the steeplechase, and the girls coming in very shortly. Some of them still with a lap to go, but a dominant win from Genevieve Lacaze. You probably won't see many bigger victories than that. We can see Campbell of New South Wales. She's going to take up the silver medal in the Australian Championships. So, great run from her, and big Julian Ruck, Mossy, is in the ring.
Here he is. He's got one national championship under his belt. Look at him go, swirling around, launching it out. It's big, it's big. Oh yeah, baby. That's over the 60 easily.
61.37.
61.37. He's called it.
He's called it. I like your style.
What's your PB in the discus, mate?
With the 2 kilo, 50.63, so I'm a long way off these boys. They're launching it out just a long way.
There, Jen Lacaze, the Queenslander, winning on a home soil. They're just helping the Victorian. Of course, you've got to help those Victorians. They struggle a little bit. But, maybe she...
Well, 61.90 for Danny.
But isn't that fantastic to see? I just love the fact she saw someone there struggling a bit, helping her up. Brilliant stuff.
It's a nice little cuddle there. So good camaraderie there for the steeplechase athletes.
And the throw, is that your strength, would you say, Zane?
No, definitely. I can't run to save my life. So people that saw me in Glasgow would know that.
Well, let's go back to Glasgow, mate. Sorry, we can't leave it there. Glasgow
might run off.
Obviously, something you'd rather forget. But how was the whole experience for you, mate? For those that don't know, a false start there in the 100.
Couple of false
starts, and unfortunately, it's that was it.
Yeah.
Pretty early on.
Yeah, it's. I felt pretty bad about it until I found out actually. Silver medalist from the Beijing Olympics, Kravchenko from Belarus, did it a few years ago as well. So I'm not the first decathlete to ever do it. But on a whole, the Commonwealth Games was a great experience. So have 45,000 screaming Scots in the stands was unbelievable. So,
well, you've won at World Juniors, World Youth as well. So you know what it's like to perform on those stages. For you, Rio, obviously that's the sight set. You confident?
I'll get back into training for all my 10 events first. So I'm confident that I can get into some good shape. Rio will be a good stepping stone, obviously, to Tokyo in 5 years' time. So that's probably a more realistic, I guess, target in terms of similar performances to what I achieved as a junior and a youth athlete.
What about Gold Coast 2018?
Yeah, that should be good actually. 24, so
imagine that on your home soil, champ.
Yeah, it would be nice. It's a good place down there. Some good-looking girls, some good beaches. And,
what more could you want?
Exactly right. So good performances, just everything good.
As you can see there, high jumpers going. Look at that, Sally Pearson. So fast, she's running off screen. It is the women's semi-finals coming up very shortly. We see here the first of our women's semi-finals. Representing Western Australia out of lane 2 is Emily Longon. From Victoria, in lane 3 is Sophie Figuera. 2 Queenslanders. Lane 4, Sally Pearson. Lane 5, Toya Wiesel. In lane 6, from New South Wales, Christine Wern. Lane 7 from New South Wales is Abby Taddeo. Michelle Cutmore from Queensland in lane 8. And rounding it out is the New South Wales girl in lane 9 is Larissa Pastanaski. And I tell you what, this one is an absolute ripper. Pearson, the one to beat. Wiesel, Wern. Today, Taddeo was brilliant in the heats yesterday as well, so it should be an absolute belter.
No doubt about that. And see Pearson in the iconic Adidas 3 stripes, of course, a big sponsor of the live stream in Athletics Australia. And we can see Sally Pearson, some of her highlights, a top-class athlete. We've seen these a lot throughout the tour, and you can never get in awe of what she's actually done as an athlete. And just those accolades, simply one of the greatest of all time in the sport of athletics.
She almost needs 2 pages.
Yeah, that's right. Well, what I've talked about before, and I'm pretty sure it's fact, they've had to condense the font. They've had to bring it down a little bit as well.
Everyone else is size 12 Calibri font, and she's size 6. So
you say Calibri, I say Calibri. There you go. Wow. What do you say, Lynchy?
I use Arial.
I say Arial. The fact. That's all fact. Yeah, as you can see there, Sally Pearson. She's got a huge stake in a claim for another 100-metre championship. The thing I love about Sally, doesn't matter whether it's a heat or a final, she keeps running through and gets the dip. She's not one to cool the jets.
She doesn't want to give a scalp up that easy.
No. Distance boys will say, get the W.
Get the George. I've heard Matt Lynch say that before. Is that right, mate?
Yeah, get the George W.
Yep. So plenty of action still coming. We've got the triple jump going at the moment. We'll try to get as many as those jumps going. And the men's discus, men's high jump not too far away from starting as well. For this women's 100-metre semi-final.
We can see
finals to be played later. Sorry, Ollie.
Sorry, buddy. I was to say Ellen Petit's about to have her, I think, 4th round attempt. See if she can improve on some of her earlier jumps. So interesting to see what she can pop out here. And I'm sure her boyfriend, Alwyn Jones, watching on the live stream. Hello, Alwyn. And let's hope Ellen can seal the national title here. She jumped all right tonight. I think 13.29. We saw her pop out in the 3rd round. So no doubt can edge closer towards that 14-metre barrier. She's a class athlete, and of course started off as a high jumper, competed for Australia at top level, and there she is on the runway. So let's see if she can pop out one as close as possible to 14 metres as she begins her run up. Solid jumping from Ellen Petit there, the Victorian, formerly of Perth. And there we can see the girls on the track for the women's 100 metres. Who's your pick?
So hang on, stop. Formerly of Perth, but you're claiming her as a Victorian.
Yeah, she lives there.
Oh, is that all you got to do?
Yeah. Well,
doesn't matter where you're born.
She lives there. No, it doesn't matter where you're born. It's
sounds like a Queenslander.
She resides there. She's coached there. She lived there for many years.
Competing for Victorian clubs, so I think Victoria's got in the bag.
Yeah, I don't know about that, mate. Sorry, you're cutting out there, buddy.
Now you can see the girls on the track, and of course Melissa Breen to come in the 2nd semi-final, and of course we'll bring you the final later on tonight. And we saw Sally Pearson take up the national title last year. Can she do it again? No doubt Melissa Breen, who still is the fastest Australian female of all time, will have something to say about that. And Steenie, who's your pick for the final of the women's 100 metres?
Oh, it's going to be tight. I think Pearson's just been in red-hot form this season, so I think she might have the strength to just hold Mel off in the final, but we'll see how they go after the semis, so how they back up for the final.
Here we go, the athletes going into their blocks. The ones to watch here, Toa Whistle coming out of lane 4, and Sally Pearson. So Sally Pearson out of lane 4 and Toa Whistle out of lane 5. And Matt Denny's just about to walk into the ring, so we'll do our best to bring you that discus, but at this stage we've got the women about to go on the blocks. And away, and Toa Whistle gets a great start on the outside of her. It's Sally Pearson. They're the two to watch. Whistle's got to measure at this stage. Pearson trying to go with her. Here comes Pearson, gets the lead and takes the win. 11.25, Sally Pearson. That's quick in the first semi-final of the women's 100 metres. Matt Denny is in the ring of the discus, gets it out. And just over that 55-metre mark, but a great run from Sally Pearson, with a 3.0 tailwind, so very strong tailwinds, and no doubt that'll excite Mel Breen. Great running in the first semi-final, and it's going to be a cracking final soon. Steenie, what do you think of that, mate?
Toa Whistle was out phenomenally. I didn't think she was actually going to let Sally get back at her, so Sally ran well to get up and get the win, but I think Toa's run a pretty good time there. I think a PB might be an 11.4 something, so she's run 11.36.
So Sally was going to go through there regardless of whether she won or not, but she just wanted to win. She's that competitor. We'll watch on the Adidas replay in just a sec, but I think it's not even about lanes. She just doesn't like getting beaten. As you'll see here, the girls, they're going into the blocks. Pearson, sort of one of the last ones to go down in to get settled. But watch for the start here of Toa Whistle. Bang, out she goes. And we know Sally's probably notably the fastest starter out of the two. And look at that. Here comes Pearson now, 50 to go. And she says, it's mine. It is mine. And there we go. Straight through. A little sneaky peek over at the clock with the unofficial 11.25 and the nice little tailwind as well. But that's a nice fast time. And as Ollie said, Mel Breen. She'll be looking forward to running with that tailwind as well, as will the rest of the crew, and Breeny and also Ash Whittaker, the ones to watch in this next race.
See the boys high jump, still warming up, getting their run-up sorted, getting warm, and the women's pole vault edging towards the business end of the competition. The bar's at 3.70 metres, so won't bring you any coverage of that just yet, but as soon as it starts to get in that 410, 420 vicinity, we'll bring you the coverage of that. And you can see there officially for Sally Pearson, 11.26, and Sally Pearson took that one, but Melissa Breen, the one to watch now. And boys, what can we see from her here?
Well, look at that one there, 100 metres, 11.11. Pretty handy indeed. 200 metres with a 23.12. It's yeah, she's just sensational, Mel. And look, she hasn't really fired against Sally over the years, so she'll be looking tonight to put that one to bed. Of course, we'll have a look at the starting lineup for the second and final women's semi-finals here at the Australian Athletics Championships. In lane 2 from Victoria is Kendra Hubbard. Lane 3, the Queenslander Tara Hawking. In lane 4 from Australian Capital Territory is none other than the fastest woman ever over this distance, Mel Breen. Lane 5, the Victorian, our bronze medalist at last year's Nationals, Ash Whittaker. In lane 6 from New South Wales, it's Hayley Butler. Another one of our flyers from the two Blues is Sam Geddes out of lane 7. Ellie Graff from New South Wales in lane 8. And rounding things out in lane 9 from New Zealand is Zoe Hobbs. Favourites here, Breen, Whittaker. Watch for Butler as well.
Don't count out Geddes as well. The little one will get up.
So Zane's calling it. Geddes is going to get up.
Oh,
what do you reckon, Lynchy?
I don't know about winning the race, but she'll be up there.
Yeah,
Matt Lynch, what are you thinking, mate?
Top 3 are automatic. You saw Abby Tadeo get the 3rd spot in the first semi. She's automatically through. So the first 2, you'd think Brandon Whittaker, but Butler and Geddes, they could get that extra automatic spot.
So away in the second semi-final of the women's, Whittaker gets a good start, as does Breen. It's these two battling it out. Breen's in the lead. Whittaker trying to go with her, but Breen gets to the lead and takes out the second semi-final. Whittaker in second and Hayley Butler in third. 11.26 unofficially for Melissa Breen, the fastest Australian female of all time. And no troubles for Melissa Breen, Steenie, but the final going to be a great battle once again.
Be phenomenal in that final. So throw in Toa Whistler as well. 11.31 it's just rounded up to. So we're going to have a very hot field in the final.
Yeah, 11.31 for Melissa Breen. And Ash Whittaker, I tell you what, she's an athlete really on the way up this domestic season, and I think she'll really pushing for a medal. Not sure if she's quite ready to beat the likes of Breen and Pearson, but no doubt a PB for Whittaker. We're just waiting on the win reading to find out if it's a legal PB. 1.8,
wow.
we've just heard.
1.8. PB for second and third there. Hayley Butler sneaking in a PB of 11.64 as well to go with Ash's 11.43. So great running in the semis.
You can see the Ash there in the top right of screen talking to Breeny, and yeah, she looks pretty happy with that indeed. So you see a medal ceremony now. Not sure, well, it is the women's steeplechase. Still there. The Victorian Condogonus just still feeling the lactic. And Jake, mate, it's been a pleasure having you in. We've got another man coming in, Tommy Gamble. But, mate, all the best with your rehabilitation, getting back out there, and look forward to seeing you, mate, back on the national stage, and probably more importantly for a lot of us, back in the international stage as well, and taking out some medals in the near future.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks for having me, guys. So looking forward to the next couple of days of your commentary. So.
No worries. Thanks very much, Jake Steen.
Thanks, Steenie. And Vicky Parnov, clear in the women's pole vault, bar at 3.90 metres. And we'll get an Adidas replay out very shortly of that race. You saw a great battle, and Melissa Breen gritted the teeth and took that second semi-final. And we can see the Adidas replay. Breen going into set, running away. And Whittaker, Hayley Butler as well, has been very competitive this season, Mossy.
She has. There's no doubt about it. She's one to watch, you know, for a minor placing in the finals. She's probably, you know, going to be pushing, you know, the likes of Tadeo and Wern for that fourth position, as we see another one of our triple jumpers. But you'd have to say that Pearson, Breen and Whittaker will take out the medals in that.
And we've got the men's 100 metres coming up very shortly, and really looking forward to seeing Josh Clark compete, and of course our Fijian visitor, Benuve. Going to be great to see him have a run over the 100 metre sprint tonight.
That's right. We're all looking forward to Benuve Tumbakathoro, and tonight, Kenny, he got the silver medal last year just in the Australian National Championships. Of course he will. He doesn't get the silver, but he came second last year, almost took it out. So one of our competitors, well, it's our national champion from last year, Ellen Pettit, on the runway for the women's triple jump. We're up to round 5, so 2 more jumps left for Ellen. And do we have any results of that so far? Any live results?
Not only the ones I've seen jumped of Ellen Pettit and also Emma Knight, but we'll do our best to bring you some results. And not too far away from the men's 100 metre semi-finals coming up shortly. Ellen Pettit on the runway now. Let's see if she can get as close as possible to 14 metres. And looks like around that 13.50 mark. Looks pretty happy with the jump. We can see in the club colours of Essendon Athletics, and the boys getting ready now for the men's high jump. And Lynchy, we've seen some great battles in the past few weeks and some great high jumpers, and tonight should be a fantastic showdown.
Yeah, I reckon a bit of a look at those tall timbers. You can see those fluoro singlets in the middle there. Brandon Stark and Liam Zamel-Paez. Zamel-Paez with a PB of 2:29. Former Australian, now jumping for Ireland. Nick Boych in the purple on the end, 2:28, and Brandon Stark 2.30 metres. Oh, it's going to be an absolute blinder in the high jump.
You see there, here it is, the starting lineup for your men's high jump, the final at the 93rd Australian Athletics Championship. The 2:30 man, Brandon Stark from New South Wales, the big, lanky Commonwealth Games representative, Nick Boych from Queensland, Taira Omata from Japan, our Queensland-Irish competitor, Liam Zamel-Paez, who's been a national champion in the past, from Victoria, Chris Armett, Thomas Brennan from WA, Joel Mason from Tasmania, and the Papua New Guinean is Richard Peniel.
13.46 that last jump from Ellen Pettit, as we see Liz Parnov unfortunately getting the red flag in her attempt at 4.05 in the women's pole vault. And Mossy, we've got a guest joining us very shortly, a man who no doubt wishes he was out there shortly in the 100 metres. It's Tom Gamble. We'll get him in shortly to give us some of his...
I just wanted to ask Lynchy a very quick question. Lynchy, am I seeing the back of Nick Moroney down there?
Yeah, Nick Moroney is down there.
Yeah, he wasn't in the starting list, but looks like Nick Moroney. He's a former national champion. I think he's jumped 2:10 or more for the last 25 seasons.
Yeah, I think since 1991 he's cleared 2.10 metres. He's pushing 43, I think he is this year. So good to see him still alive and kicking and jumping.
Yes, absolutely. So, well, why don't we do it? Why don't we bring in that man, Tommy Gamble, into the equation as we see one of our WA competitors going over, or not quite over the bar. Tom Gamble, welcome aboard to the live stream, mate.
Yeah, lovely to be here. Thanks for having me up here.
No worries, mate. Anytime.
It's a lovely day for athletics. It's been a nice hot day. Got the tailies in the women's 100 there. Got the men up now. Hopefully the boys can push some quick times. They're all in good form.
How does it feel, mate? You're up here in the stands. You've got the best seat in the house, but how does it feel to not be down there?
It's interesting. It's nice to sit back and relax and watch a few races instead of being down there sort of getting nervous and, going through your preparation. But, yeah, obviously would love to be out there mixing with the boys and running quick. But, obviously, with the injury, you've got to sit on the bench for a while and just appreciate these boys running fast.
So it was a hammy, and you did it not at this venue, but the warm-up track just over there for the Queensland Track Classic.
Yes, Sydney Track Classic,
Sydney,
2 weeks
right.
ago.
Yes,
yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, so we had the Australian relay the night before, and then the Track Classic unfortunately went sort of mid-race. But yeah.
They say that, I remember speaking to a former sprinter a few years ago, and he said that to be a sprinter, you have to be on the edge of tearing your hammy every race.
You wouldn't find too many sprinters that haven't done their hammy, so it's just one of those things, just the luck of the draw, and a few things came into play as to why it happened. But that's the thing. You are on that knife's edge when you're training, when you're racing. You just got to try and get through the season. Unfortunately, just fell one competition short. But, you know, it's only March. We've got plenty of time for the rest of the year to run quick.
You've had a long season, mate. Where did things all kick off for you?
It all kicked off down in Melbourne, actually. Ran a 4x1 with the old Melburnians club.
Okay.
There it is. There's the plug.
Have you heard of OMAC?
No, I haven't.
No? It's a small little athletics club. They just love getting around the boys. It's a bit of banter, and it's just, you know, a lot of love in athletics, really, in OMAC.
Wow, this sounds interesting. And I know everyone out there at home and around the world will be standing, applauding the fact that it wasn't Ollie Worm who brought up OMAC. It was actually someone else, and of course...
He's actually written it down on a piece of paper here, and he's told me I have to say it at least 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, we've got to look after the sponsors.
How was Melbourne Grammar, by the way, growing up, going to school there?
It was good. It was good. You know, they treated me well. I did quite well in schooling. Obviously, athletics was my main priority, but I really enjoyed my time there. It was great.
No, good to have Tommy Gamble, and look, we'd all love to see you out there tonight, but the men's 100 metres is evolving to be a pretty close battle. We saw Josh Clark last night. What did you make of his semi-final run?
I'm pretty sure I'm with everybody in the crowd here. It was unbelievable. He looks like he switched off about 15 metres into the race and jogged, you know, the remaining metres. You know, he's obviously outright favourite. He's up here first in the first semi. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a similar tactic here tonight. Just work on his start and then conserve his hammies for the final and try and drop a fast time there.
Yep, and Scroop, the South Australian, on the runway in the women's pole vault. For those at home, the bar's at 4:05. Let's see if she can clear this. Had a great season, and she's clear.
Brilliant
Good to see Scroop. And Mossy, she's had a good season. You've been a fan of hers?
Well, Robbo's the biggest fan of Scroopy, but yeah, PB set here in Brisbane, the Queensland Track Classic, so well done, Jamie. And here we go, the first of the men's semi-finals here at the 93rd Australian Athletics Championship, and look at the names coming across the screen on this one. In lane 2 from Victoria, Christopher Matrevsky. Lane 3, representing New South Wales, is James Grimm. Lane 4, that red-hot favourite from Sydney University, Josh Clark. In lane 5 from Queensland, Ryan Bedford. Representing Queensland, out of lane 6, it's the big man, Alex Hartman. Lane 7 from Japan, Kazuya Murata. In lane 8 from Victoria is Matthew Batako. And in lane 9 from Queensland, Mitchell Williams-Swain. The ones to watch here, undoubtedly that man with the 23 on his chest, Josh Clark. And number 8 there, Alex Hartman, will be one for the minor placings as well. What do you think, looking at that one, Tommy?
You know, obviously it looks like a late scratching from Batako in the outside lane there, but yeah, Josh Clark, probably outright favourite here. William Swain, he's got a 10-2 next to his name. It would be interesting to see what he does out here in the outside lanes.
Lynchy, time prediction, mate?
Depends how far he decides to run. He's got a PB of 10:30 done at Sydney Track Classic, but with these wind and these conditions, 10:33 cruising. I'm nervous.
And away now in this 100 metres, the first of the semi-finals, and Josh Clark, the man, got a good start. Hartman's running well on the outside of him and Mitch Swain Williams, but Josh Clark, easy as you like. He is in form, 10:27. We'll wait for the win reading, but that is exciting to watch. Switching off. Let's hope that's a legal wind. Josh
2.5.
Clark.
2.5.
2.5, but that's impressive from Josh Clark. Switching off Tommy Gamble, and what do you make of that?
Oh, scary. That's what that is. 10:29. Like you said, we've got to wait for the wind, but he's switched off again. It's going to be a final to remember. That is correct.
Yeah, but plus 2.5 metre tailwind, we believe. So unfortunately, it's illegal, but nonetheless, a top performance by Josh Clark. And let's hope in the final we can see him get a great start and power all the way through that line. And we could see a 10-1 after that run, boys.
That was a 10-1.
If you get another windy time, we could even see a 10-0. Maybe even a sub-10 if it's that windy.
Tommy Gamble.
I'm feeling it. I have to admit, I'm feeling it.
Yeah, it's going to be big. It's going to be massive.
Like when he wants to have a crack, or is he going to be? He'll blow everyone away in the to mine. He'll blow everyone away in the field anyway. Yep. Will he just be cheeky enough and just maybe cool off 10 metres to go in a final?
Oh, you don't know. He's got something up his sleeve. He keeps pulling up, and he just jogged a 10-2. Here's the replay. replay.
Here's the Adidas replay. You'll see here Clark getting a pretty good start, but Hartman was the one who wound up with him. You see black bike bands there, the splitties, and look at him go. He's got a funny style, Clark, but just eased up there. He just does the business.
Jeez, he wasn't happy at the end. I don't know what that hands in the air was.
It was because he pulled up too late.
He's like, why did I run 60 metres? I meant to run 50 metres.
Yep. And the next event on the track, got the second semi-final, which is going to be a cracker. We're going to see the Fijian on the track. Looking forward to seeing him, the flying Fijian. And we've got the Papua New Guinea on the runway in the men's high jump. Great to see the island nations here getting involved in the Australian Championships, and a few of them lining up in this. We've got a Fijian in the second semi-final, also a visitor from Japan. And we'll go through that start list with you very shortly. The bar in the women's pole vault, it's at 4 metres 20, and looks like Liz Parnov going through the motions and trying to get in the zone. She's had some frustrating jumps in the past few weeks.
Yep, that's exactly right. She burst onto the scene as a young champion, 15 years of age, and represented Australia at London Olympics. So she's also got the pedigree there. So looking forward to seeing her progress once again, and a sister in the background there, Vicky. Both Adidas competitors.
We love Adidas. I sleep in Adidas. Henry Frayne, sponsored by Adidas.
Well, of course, Henry Frayne, because that's why you love it. But I room with Ollie Worm. Yep. Guarantee he does sleep in Adidas.
Does Adidas make underpants?
You don't wear underpants.
Well, either way, anything that Adidas have, I thoroughly love. The socks, the shorts, the T-shirts, anything they've got, top quality gear. And, of course, we're wearing our Adidas polos tonight, and Adidas make just about everything, hence why inquiring about their range. But Liz Parnov, can she clear this bar? 4 metres 20, and very shortly we're bringing you our second semi-final of the men's 100 metres.
So you see here, in. Right, she'll have another look at that one there. She's not afraid to. She always gets a bit angry. But anyway, here we go. The final semi-final here. All on the line for a spot in tonight's final at the Australian Athletics Championships. In lane 2, the young gun out of New South Wales, Rowan Browning. Lane 3 from New Zealand is Cody Hirman. In lane 4 from Fiji is Benuve Tumbakathoro. In lane 5, Jin Soo Jung from New South Wales. Lane 6 representing New South Wales is Benjamin Jaworski. Lane 7 from Japan, Sota Kawatsura. In lane 7, the Tasmanian Jacob Despard. And in lane 9 from New South Wales, Jake Hammond. The ones to watch here, Jung Tumbakathoro. And let's not rule out Jaworski as well.
Cody Harmon also next to Tumbakathoro. He's the New Zealand champion. So Pacific nations all represented here.
Yep, looking forward to calling this one. And the athletes go into the blocks for the second semi-final.
How do you reckon Tumbakathoro will go?
I think the flying Fijian will run very well here.
Well pronounced.
And away in this second semi-final, Jinsu Jung got a good start, and the visitor from Japan, Kawasura, running very well. The flying Fijian gets into it, and Jaworski's coming into it as well. Jaworski has tipped them all. 10:32. You beauty. We'll wait for the wind reading, but Tommy Gamble, another impressive run.
Great run by Jaworski coming home.
1.8, that's legal, boys.
He came home like a rocket.
1.8 metre tailwind, it's legal.
There it is.
That is a huge PB
shape at the right time.
Fantastic. He's been running well this season, Ben. He's got PB there in the 100, PB in the 200 as well, 20.8.
PB of 10:41 with 1-2 at Sydney this year, so he continues his progression. So I said he was one to watch in this semi. He may be one to watch in the final as well, Matt Lynch.
That's right.
Yeah, Jen and Jaworski actually went to high school together. Those boys have been running against each other since they were very, very young. Best of mates, and as you can see, I think Jen's more stoked for Jaworski than himself, but he can't believe it. 10:34. Can't wait for this replay. He's got the second fastest 200 metres, but here's our Adidas replay. blown away at the start, but once he gets into his running, he really comes home strong, and he's secured himself that automatic spot. Good dip on the line. And I think Jin might have been close to his PBs. PB's 10:40. I think he might have touched that up as well.
Yeah, a few of those boys really competitive. And here's Moroney in the high jump. Just not quite clear at the height of 2 metres. And the boys warming up for our third semi-final. And Tommy Gamble, next season, mate, if you were sort of assessed where things are going to go, what's the plan from here now that once you're over your injury?
Well, World University Games is this year in Gwangju, Korea.
Where?
So, Gwangju. I hope that's correct pronunciation.
It's all right, mate. We all mispronounce things every now and then.
So good, I've got a couple of qualifiers for that. So hopefully get selected in that team. And then it's obviously Rio, the big one next year, is where everyone's going to be at. I think the relay is obviously our best option to, make finals and snag a medal if we're good enough. There's definitely a great mix of young and upcoming sprinters in the country at the moment around that 10:4, and Clark, Jaworski 10:2, 10:3 tonight.
And you, mate.
And myself. So it's going to be a great year next year. A lot of other guys coming out of the woodwork as well for the Olympic year.
Josh Ross, we've just seen lurking around.
He's stalking his prey out here tonight, just sussing out the times. Elozy, he's coming back. Rogue Surrett, there's rumours that they're both coming back. So it's going to be a quick year next year, which will be great for everyone. Pull them through.
And I said before, actually, we all mispronounce names occasionally, but there's one man who doesn't. That's Matt Lynch down at the commentary. He doesn't mispronounce names. He's the king. He's like an encyclopedia, we said last night.
What else did we say I was? An atlas?
I said you're an atlas.
Yep.
And I also mispronounced the Fijian's last name, which I apologise for, but he ran very well. I'm going to call him the Flying Fijian from here on.
That's a safe way to do it.
And Julian Ruck on the podium, 62.03, is going to take out the men's discus. Matt Denny in second, 58.16, and Matt Stopel, 57.55 in the men's discus. So unfortunately, Ben Harridan had to withdraw from these championships, but a worthy winner in Julian Ruck. Julian Ruck, Tommy Gamble, quite a big lad. Do you see him doing much training up here?
He is. He's an old Gregory Terrace boy in the GPS system. Went to World Juniors with him back in 2010 in Moncton. It's probably friendliest bloke you ever meet in athletics. He's just a big friendly giant. He trains hard as well.
He's high on the recruitment list for OMAC, would you think, Ollie?
I reckon we could get him.
Yeah.
And just quietly, a tweet from Henry Frayne. Adidas makes some of the most comfortable underwear you'll ever try. Do yourself a favour. So, good mates with Henry. Perhaps you've got a pair at home for me. He's given me a lot of good Adidas stuff over my time, and I look forward to receiving some underpants amongst them.
Look at the love with the discus boys there. As we turn our attention back to the track, though, for the third and final semi-final here for the 93rd Australian Athletics Championship. In lane 2 from Queensland, Jordan Kuldo. In lane 3 from Queensland is Matt Davies. Representing Queensland in lane 4, Andrew McCabe. From Western Australia in lane 5 is Aaron Breslin. Lane 6, the young gun, the man with the biggest quads in the business, is Trey Williams from Queensland. Lane 7, Hugh Donovan from Queensland. Lane 8 on the outside, New South Wales boy Isaac and Tiamoa. And the big man with the big sleeves is none other than Queenslander Nick Boylett in lane 9. The ones to watch here, Williams and Tiamoa, and I'll throw Boylett into that one as well.
I think that's my pick. One to watch here. He's definitely come on the radar this last year, around a 10:38, I think, over in Perth, just before National. So he's peaking at the right time here. Trey's got a lightning start, and I wouldn't count Hugh Donovan out here. He's a Marucci Swan. He comes home hard, and he's got something big up in his sleeves, I think.
Of course, you're formerly of the Marucci Swans, mate.
I'm still a Marucci Swan.
I see what you have the dual rego.
Dual registration, that's right.
Yep. But probably a tad more OMAC. Just a touch.
50-50.
Yeah. 51, not 49. All right, here we go. The third semi-final. The meet record for this, held by Josh the Boss Ross, 10:08. His personal best, set in 2007. I think I was actually here for that. Great to see him do that. And, of course, the national record held by Patrick Johnson, 9:93, set 2003. Seems like a lifetime ago. And Maurice Green has the all-comers record set in 2009, 87. Wow. But the boys lining up in the blocks. for this third semi-final. Top 2 to progress from each heat, and then the other 2 will have to wait to get through on times. Away in the 100 metres, and look at Trey Williams.
Ooh.
Got a good start, but they've been called back. Interesting to see how this one will unfold, boys. Did anyone say something?
Yeah, a bit of a jig from McCabe. It was a very long hold. Some of the athletes taking a bit longer to get up there, and compared to the last 2 semi-finals, yeah, I thought it was a longer hold than usual, and caught McCabe off guard. I think it should be okay. Should just be a warning for the field.
Let's hope so, because we want to see the best possible field, and we don't want to see anyone get disqualified here. Of course, the new IAAF rules, and we'll watch the Adidas replay, boys. Mossy and Tommy Gamble, what can we see?
Top third on the right on the screen.
Oh,
just a little jig.
That's McCabe. He might get a warning there for just for a balk block, so I think he might be safe.
Liz Parnov second at 4:20, is it?
4:20 clear.
4:20.
See here, Nick Moroney, all skinny and bony, got the ankle brace on the left ankle there. This is his second attempt at 2:05. His PB 2:25. We may get to see it. Here we go, gives himself the clap. And we'll go back now to the track for the second start here of the third and final semi-final, the men's 100 metres.
Full field of 8 to go to war. And away in this third semi-final, Trey Williams. What a start on the outside. NTMO running well. It's still Trey Williams. NTMO on the outside. Breslin coming. Trey Williams is going to hold on. 10:34 unofficially. We'll wait for official results in the win gauge, but a very impressive 10:34.
1.6. It is legal.
Sure.
That's big.
1.6.
Yeah.
1.6 minute tailwind. 10:36 officially for Trey Williams. What a season he's having. And, geez, that final is going to be an absolute cracker. And for those at home, Julian Ruck's win qualifies him, or puts him as close as possible to the world champs, winning throw of 62.03. So he's done everything he can to put himself in front of the selector to say, hey, guys, put me on this plane, send me over to the world champs. So well done to Julian Ruck.
So Trey Williams PB 10:40. I think that's come under threat. It was 10:36.
10:34, I think it popped up.
You can see Williams there. Massive quads. See here on the Adidas replay, Trey Williams looking straight down, brings the head up now. And Tommy, he's out in front doing it easy.
That's the best part of his race. You can see the boys, Breslin especially, closing there a little bit, but just not enough. He's great for the first 60 Trey, and he just holds on there. And you know, for a junior, he's doing great things. And you know, a PB, he's peaking at the right time again. And like you said before, this final, it's going to be unbelievable. We've got Clark, the flying Fijian, Trey as well. They're all running quick. Jaworski. It should be great. It's hard to pick the top 3, I think, boys.
Saw Keenan there in the women's shot put.
Yeah, it is hard to pick who's going to get those medals. There's probably about 6 or 7 boys who have legitimate claims to be in that top 3. I do think Josh Clark's going to have enough, and Mossy will go through the women's shot put, mate.
We just saw Keenan from New Zealand in the women's shot put getting her first throw out there. Chiaka Yokozumi from Japan. Kim Mulhall, the reigning champion from Victoria. Alafotu Jibril from South Australia. Chelsea Lanoduzzi from New South Wales. From Tasmania, Rebecca Deneen. Patsy McKenzie from Queensland. Yasenika Denathalthau from New South Wales. We'll flip the page over and we can see Julia Burke from Victoria. Elizabeth Jackson, the South Australian. From New South Wales, Laura Stokes. Representing Papua New Guinea is Jane Pulu and Louise Sekona, the local here from Queensland. That's the starting lineup for the women's shot put at the Australian National Championships here. As you can see there, the girls in the shot put. Have to get things underway. It's the first round at the moment. There's Jackson from South Australia.
All right, and Tommy Gamble, great to have you on the show. All the best with your recovery. Well, it would have been great to see you out there, no doubt. You would have been pushing very close for those finals, but thanks for joining us, mate, and all the best.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for getting me up in the box on the live stream. It's nice to have a bit of a change here to be talking rather than be out there. But no, all the best to the boys in the final. They're going to run quick, and yeah, we'll be out there in a couple more weeks mixing it with them.
Thanks, Tommy Gamble. Subbing out Tom Gamble, and we've got another special guest coming to join us. One of the all-time greats of the Paralympic sprinting world, of course, the world record holder in his class over 100 and 200 metres. Evan O'Hanlon will be joining us very shortly, so he'll be able to give us a bit more of an insight into some of the events and the athletes. But Evan O'Hanlon, great to have his insight here tonight, and not out there competing tonight, but Evan O'Hanlon, one of the all-time greats. And Mossy, here is the great man, Evan O'Hanlon.
Welcome aboard, Evan.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Anytime, mate. As we see here, unfortunately, we don't have the start list here for the women's 100 metres.
To watch.
Who's that? You can see here the Queenslander nice and easily out in front.
That's Matt Cameron.
Matt Cameron from Queensland. Look at that, does it easy, but we will have to wait for the percentage adjustments here.
15.24 unofficially for Matt Coleman, the Queenslander. He'll be happy with that. We cross back to the women's pole vault group. The bar is at 4 metres 20. So, Evan, thanks for joining us, mate. What have you made of the championships so far?
It's been good. The weather's been pretty good. The rain's held off mostly, and most athletes have been able to have a decent crack at it, I think. So, yeah, good to be up in the good weather.
No doubt about it. And how's your training coming along, mate? You're edging towards, as we look at Scroop on the runway in the women's pole vault, 4 metres 20, not quite clear. So, yeah, Evan, tell us a bit about your training and where you're currently at.
Yeah, I was looking forward to racing here at the National Championships against the Ableboard guys. That was pretty much the goal of the season, and I qualified earlier at the Canberra Track Classic, running 10.80 there. But since then, my knee just hasn't been up to scratch. I've felt a bit sore down the knee, and they think it's maybe a tendon running in from the hamstring in there, or maybe a nerve rubbing against it. So I've had to pull out and finish the season, because trying to get ready for World Championships in October this year, and also September we've got the fastest Paralympian in the world race, so that'll be over in Rio de Janeiro.
Great stuff, Ev, and of course a few of your training partners out there on the track warming up at the moment. Scotty Reardon, Chad Paris, they're all coming into the comp in good condition?
Yeah, Scott Reardon's in absolutely fantastic condition. He just keeps running exactly the same time of 12.24. But if he can get under that, he'll be getting pretty close to that world record of 12.12. Chad Paris, training the house down, the White Tiger. He's been running faster and faster every race, so as long as he gets a good start, he'll be up there.
Yeah, the White Tiger, we enjoy watching him, and Emma Felipe having a crack at 4 metres 20. And it's just starting to heat up around here. The men's high jump, the bar is at 2 metres 10, which we see Nick Boyett clear, and about to have the presentations in the women's pole vault. But sorry, women's triple jump, apologies. But Felipe on the runway, not quite clear at 4.20. And we can see Okpala is the winner of the competition, 13.48, but the Australian champion will be Ellen Petit with a jump of 13.48.
You can see there the girls still warming up, getting things going. There's the gold medalist. Well, it wasn't going to be anyone else, was it, mate?
Certainly not, not in my opinion. Great to have the New Zealander over here pushing her. Of course, training partner of Ellen, trains with Vasily Grushenkov in Melbourne. And Evan, have done much jumps in your time?
I had an attempt at long jump for a quick season there, went to World Championships, and just not my thing. Having to go 3 times in one event is not my thing. I like the gun going off and just doing it once.
But you run a good 400 as well, we saw one year?
Yeah, I've been tempted into the 400 a couple of times, but it's really not my event. I have utmost respect for the boys that make it around the one lap, because it's one of the most difficult things I've had to do in my life.
It's madness, that's for sure. Mate, 5 Paralympic golds. You set world records in the 100 and 200 in Beijing and London. What more is there to achieve, mate? Like, what motivates you?
That's an interesting question.
I'm full of interesting questions, mate.
I think basically just to repeat that, hopefully they'll put my 200 in the program in Rio. It's just a little bit, they're not quite sure what's going to be in the program at the moment because they're trying to increase female participation in Paralympic sport, which is great, but just at the expense of one of my events. So depending on whether they have the 100 and the 200, I'll try and repeat with a world record in both again. So keep my 100% record intact.
And you were striving to run here this season. You went under the 1080, was that right?
Yeah, 1080 exactly. So.
Yeah, because your PB is 1079.
Yeah.
So almost there.
I was pretty close. Yeah, and 1079, my PB there, and no one else in the world with cerebral palsy run under 11. So my aim was to run against the able-bodied guys to get that competition that I need.
We saw Yasenika Denethal there from New South Wales going around about that 12-metre mark. Yeah, mate, it's you continue to inspire everyone, mate. You're just a sensational athlete, that's for sure. So we see in the foreground here on the right, we have Nick Baroni. This is his third attempt at 2:10.
And the bar's at 4 metres 35 in the women's pole vault. We see the American having a crack, not quite clear.
She jumped to 4:53 this year indoors.
That's pretty big. That's up there with Nina Kennedy.
Yeah, I think she went 4:40 last week at the Melbourne IAAF. I could be wrong. I've been wrong.
You're only human, mate. You're only human, and we can only keep learning from what we do. But Evan, what are you predicting for Scotty Reardon? Is he a chance of the world record tonight if the winds are at 1.8?
Look, I would say yes, but that said, he is just about to get on the plane to go and visit his girlfriend in America, so he may be distracted.
His girlfriend, he might be distracted. Oh, that's a can of worms.
Oh, a can of worms.
Indeed, a can of worms.
Very good.
And is he dating another athlete? Is that correct?
Yes, he is. He's dating Vanessa Lowe. She's a double leg amputee. She's races for Germany, but she's training over there in America.
There you go, the German. Scotty Reardon's found himself a nice German athlete. Let's hope he can run well tonight. And if she's watching the live stream, Guten Tag.
I bet she is. I bet she is.
Guten Tag to the girlfriend of Scotty Reardon. Let's hope he can have a good run tonight and get him on the plane in one piece and you'll be picking him up at the other end. Nina Kennedy and the Parnov girls at the pole vault over there. We can see Vicky Parnov. And we're about to get to some exciting finals tonight. We've got the wheelchair and ambulance events coming up shortly. The men's 800-metre final. Cannot wait to watch that. The women's javelin final. Men's 3,000 metres. Men's and women's 100 metres. Men's and women's 400 metres. So it's really a cracking event. And outside of the AWD events, Evan, are there any other events you're really looking forward to?
Well, tonight the 800 will be great, and I'm also keen to see who can take out the men's 100 metres. Obviously, being my event, and looking for those boys to be pushing. Looking for those boys to be pushing me. Well, chasing them really. But
no, mate, don't talk yourself down.
And then hopefully I'll be back next season to have another crack.
Yeah, no doubt, Evan. And how was it running against the open boys? Is it any different for you in terms of how you think about it, or is it just you're in your lane doing your thing and having a crack?
It definitely is really different. I struggled a couple. Every now and then I get a good race in, but I really struggled to get the feeling of being behind. I generally run in front, and it's easy. I can just concentrate on what I'm doing, fix my technique, and really think about it. Whereas when I'm running against the boys, it's almost like I've got speed wobbles. They go past me so fast that it's really hard to concentrate.
Yep, and we just saw Brennan Stark in the men's high jump. The bar's at 2 metres 15. Unfortunately, wasn't clear there, but hopefully he can go clear tonight. And Alana Boyd on the runway in the women's pole vault. Bar's at 4 metres 35, and she's unconventionally somewhat
sideways. It's almost like the Western roll, the old high jump style.
Looks like me trying to clear 3 metres back in the day, but no, good clearance by Lana Boyd, and we can see the American about to have another crack at 4 metres 35. The men's high jump, the West Australian, is clear at 2 metres 15.
So going back to there when you're talking, Evan, about not used to being in, not being in front kind of thing. That's obviously got to be a really good thing for you in your international competition if you start to come up against guys who are as quick as you as well.
Yeah, that was the aim, to be out there and get some really good competition from the able-bodied boys, so that if it does happen when I'm in an international race, because in Paralympic sport, we generally have people coming out of the woodwork at major events where we've never seen them before, and they can be hot, really hot stuff. Like, they can be breaking world records, as we've seen in a couple of the events here at Nationals with some of the young girls and some of the young boys as well. So it's really good just to have that in the pocket, so that in case there is that chance that someone's in front of me, I can run through them, hopefully.
Well, we wish you all the best with that. For as we see Nick Boych at 2:15 at the bar, clipping with the feet. He is the tallest man in athletics, so he tells us. And we're not too far away from the men's 100-metre ambulant events. Plenty of action coming up. It's sizzling Sunday, that's for sure, and plenty going on Twitter, which we'll get to in a moment as well. And what we'll do now is turn our attention to the track. We can see everyone's category there. For the men's 100-metre ambulant from New Zealand in lane 2, it's Liam Maloney. In lane 3 from ACT, Lachlan Foote. In lane 4 from Victoria, it is Nicholas Hum. Lane 5, the White Tiger from WA, Chad Perris. Lane 6 from South Australia, Gabriel Cole. In New South Wales, that man, we've talked about him already. Lane 7, Scott Reardon. In lane 8 from South Australia, Braden Davidson. And rounding out the field in lane 9, representing Queensland, is Matthew Guild, who's in the T20 division.
Good field assembled there, Evan. And just before we do touch on that, they are doing a medal ceremony. Tell us a bit about your cafe you started up in Canberra. Tell us a bit about it, what you serve there. You also sponsored an event throughout the tour.
Yeah, we did. We opened, me and my fiancée, Susie, who was an Olympic race walker for the Czech Republic. She's moved over here and retired at the ripe old age of 25, and we opened Superfine Cafe. So basically I do nothing. I'm just a quality assurance officer. I go in there and check that it tastes good.
Good stuff, Ev. And if you're ever in Canberra, have a look. And Brendan Stark having a crack at 2:15. Not quite clear. That's his second attempt, so let's hope he can get that third attempt. And we see Vicky Parnov having her second attempt at 4 metres 35. And yeah, Evan's Cafe called Superfine. Where is it in Canberra, mate?
It's on the corner of Morton and Bundas Street there, just at the bus interchange. So anyone getting off the bus there in Canberra, it's a short walk.
There you go. And if you mention our names, you might get 30 cents off.
I reckon you'll probably get a freebie.
There you go. Free coffee. Come on, Vicky. Oh, not quite clear.
How do you have your coffee, Ev?
It changes every day. I just get the spares, basically.
Oh, really? Yeah, but if you were coming into my cafe, not that I have one, how would you?
It would be short blacks all the way. As long as you were serving quality, mate.
What about this? Matt Lynch, our co-commentator, had a long black the other day, and they asked him would he like milk in it.
Yeah, look, we've got a couple of orders in the cafe where they ask for a dash of milk on the side.
I understand, but yeah.
I don't understand it.
No,
you want black, you want black.
That's right. That's why I'm coming to your cafe.
You can tell us about your cold drip sometime soon, Evan. What do you put through it specifically? But before we hear about your coffee adventures, we're going to turn our attention to this final of the men's 100 metres ambulant. And looking forward to seeing the White Tiger have a crack here. Also, Scotty Reardon, Gab Cole, ones to watch. Nicholas Hum we've seen competing over the weekend. So, be interesting to see how this unfolds. And, of course, not necessarily the person first across the line, maybe the winner. Away in this 100 metres, off to a good start. Gabriel Cole running well. Chad Perris trying to get there. Nicholas Hum's up there, but Gab Cole's in the lead. Perris comes late, but Gab Cole will hold on. 11.01 unofficially. Chad Perris looked like he might have missed the start there, Ev.
Yeah, Chad traditionally has a pretty poor start, if that's the right word to use, and comes through strong towards the line, as we saw just then. But I think it just took him a little bit longer to get up and moving than it normally does, and that cost him at the end.
Brandon Stark, third attempt, 2:15. Thank God he's clear. What a relief for Brandon Stark. If he'd gone out then, he would have been very disappointed, particularly after clearing 2:30, but he's clear. And Gab Cole took the win. Is that what you were expecting?
During this season, Chad's gone over the top of Gab Cole in almost every race, so it's a bit of a surprise, but also Gab Cole is the silver medalist from World Championships in his category, and he's also popped under 11 once or twice, so to see him run 11.01 is not a big surprise, so yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. And Evan, what about another drink that you make at your cafe? It's a particular way you siphon it, I guess. Tell us a bit about that.
I don't want to give away trade secrets, Ollie, but there may be some Coca-Cola involved with coffee, so it's pretty much go juice. And
Nina Kennedy, third attempt at 4 metres 35. Let's hope she can get over this height, and here she goes, third attempt for 35, Nina Kennedy. And
Oh!
not quite clear. She'll be disappointed. Looks like she had the height, but sees her drop out of the competition. And we can see the boys in the men's open triple jump coming out. So Ellen Petit won the Australian title. Can her boyfriend, Alwyn Jones, win the Australian title? I'd be interested to see how many boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife combos have won Australian championships in the same event at the same championship. Could be an interesting fact for those at home. I'm sure someone like Paul Jeans, perhaps someone like Brian Rowe might know the answer.
Brian Rowe would know, for sure.
He certainly might, but yeah, Ellen Petit took the women's triple jump, and Alwyn Jones is a very good chance to take the men's triple jump. So we'll see how that unfolds. And Vicky Parnov having her third attempt at 4.35 meters. Let's hope she can clear this and stay in the competition. And Vicky Parnov on the runway. And not quite clear at 4.35 meters, and it seems we've got some people tuning in from around the world. Tom Rowe, the brother of Alex Rowe, greetings from Tokyo, loving the commentary of the live stream. He's done a hashtag AR for the Australian record, so great to see Tom Rowe tuning in from Tokyo, a top bloke, a good 800 metre runner in his day, and no doubt he'll want to see his brother have a top run in the 800 metres tonight. Arigato, Tom Rowe. Next event on the track, we have got the 100 metres ambulant women final. That's going to be an interesting battle. And Brandon Stark is clear at 2.20 meters, first attempt. Had 3 cracks at 2.15, then goes clear first time at 2.20 meters. That's what we want to see. And for those watching, the bar is at 4.50 meters in the women's pole vault. And the women's jab throws are warming up. And Mossy got some start lists.
That's right, here we go. The starting lineup for the women's 100 metre ambulant here at the 93rd Australian Athletics Championship. From New South Wales in lane 2, it's Carly Salmon. In lane 3 from New South Wales, Sarah Walsh. Representing Western Australia from lane 4, the speedster, Ella Party. In lane 5 from New South Wales, it's Erin Cleaver. Lane 6, Isis Holt from Victoria. The New South Welsh girl, Commonwealth Games gold medalist from lane 7 is Jodie Elkington. Lane 8 from Victoria, Paige Greco. Representing New South Wales in lane 9 is Taylor Doyle. And rounding out the field in lane 10 from New South Wales, Isabel Hampton.
Yeah, Evan got a good start list here. Out of those females we saw on the screen, who are the ones likely to be in contention?
I'd probably take Ella Party for the win here because she's been running quick all season, and they've got a great team over there in Western Australia, Ella and her coach Sebastian.
Hello, Sebastian. If you're watching.
He's probably here in the stand, so he can't watch the live stream.
You could get up on your phone if you were real keen.
But he might be more interested in what his athlete's doing. Yeah,
I'd assume so, Evan. No doubt he's watching now, and hopefully all his coaching endeavours can see the talent of Ella Party get over the line and win this championship here. So they're going into their blocks, and let's hope we can see some fast running. The conditions pretty good here. We've seen 1.6 and 1.8 metre tailwinds, and the girls just standing up. The officials just giving some final instructions to the athletes.
Line point on the runway, Parker at 4.50 meters. First attempt, the World Championship qualifying height.
And Alana Boyd about to have a crack at 4.50 meters. We'll keep you tuned and let you know how that unfolds. Away in this 100 metres, looks like Ella Party's off to a good start. On the outside, Isabel Hampton running very well from New South Wales. It's Hampton on the outside, Party trying to go with her. Looks like Hampton's going to hold on with Party in second, 13.33 unofficial. And a good win on the outside from Isabel Hampton. And Alana Boyd's clear at 4.50 meters.
Wow.
It's all happening here.
Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff there by Alana Boyd. You can see the girls there celebrating. Of course, we'll have the adjustments coming through.
And Evan's just informed us, Isabel Hampton, she's a vision impaired athlete, so the class that she's in. Can you tell us a bit about the classes there, Evan?
Yeah, so as you saw just then, we have a number of athletes from different classes running in the same event in both the men and the female event just there. And that's because in Australia we don't have enough competitors to be able to run the events individually. But as soon as we're overseas and there's enough competitors, we split into our individual categories. So while I might race Gab here at the National Championships, once we're overseas, I never race anyone that's a different category. So they all look like me. And if anyone knows me, I don't look too disabled. So don't worry, I'm not racing guys that are struggling to get down the 100 metres. I'm racing guys that look exactly like me. And so is Chad. But Chad's a vision-impaired athlete, so he will only be racing vision-impaired athletes.
Plenty of action coming through on Twitter. Rach Mullane has come back with watching from Cronulla is way better than uni. If you followed her last night, she was watching in a university lecture. Taylor Clark, another athlete, has put, live feed is so good I've decided to skip dinner. Brilliant stuff. Ruby Holton, always love the athletics live stream, even when it's full of OMAC advertising. But serious Ollie's banter is off chops. Fact. That is fact.
Thank you, Ruby. Appreciate that. Always a bit of OMAC banter. Feel free to get involved. And a lot of respect for the Sandringham Athletics Club as well, Ruby. I know you're a proud Sandringham athlete.
Of course, Sandringham being our favourite Melbourne Athletics Club here on the stream. Would you say, Ollie?
I think that's a ridiculous call.
So Evan's going, what's going on here? Ollie just...
Evan's got a soft spot for OMAC. He knows all about it, so we don't need... He's on board, but look, a lot of good clubs in Melbourne. I'd probably say the Melbourne club system. We're talking about it today over a coffee, boys.
Okay, mate, okay.
No, I'm just saying in general, the club system in Melbourne, there are a lot of passionate people with the clubs, whether it be the old boys clubs or clubs like Essendon.
Being an ACT registered athlete, I'm going to have to disagree with you.
Oh,
for a small state, we punch above our weight.
The ACT, and how good was the Canberra Track Classic?
It was good, and early qualifiers were at the Canberra Track Classic. It was a great event.
It certainly was, and I'll be looking forward to going back there next year, because for me that was the highlight in terms of performances, and the local crowd really got behind it, and it was great to see so many Canberrans getting behind the locals. But yeah, it's great to see club athletics alive and well in Australia, and certainly it's going well in Victoria, and also the ACTs. Evan has informed us. For those at home, the bar is going to 4 metres 60 in the women's pole vault to Alana Boyd. And she's turned up the win, Alana Boyd, and all but booked her spot to China. So
here's Thomas Brennan, third attempt at 220, men's high jump. No, too close to that post, and that's it. His night is over, and great stuff there from Western Australia, Tom Brennan. And the pole vault, as we said, still continuing to rise here, the girls. Alana Boyd will have her first attempt at 460. And Evan, mate, it has been sensational to have you here, buddy. Really appreciate your time, and all the best in the future, and we'll have you back on the stream at some stage for sure.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Gives me something to do while I'm up here feeling sorry for myself not being able to race. So yeah, bit of a light in the dark there. So thanks for having me.
No worries.
Thanks, Ev. You're a legend. All the best.
Evan O'Hanlon, 5-time Paralympic gold medalist. If I was to tell you every other thing he's won, we'd be here till 10 o'clock tonight.
He's a gun. He's run bloody quick over the 100 and 200 and a solid 400 as well. And not to mention he's a top bloke. So he's got the whole round package. And we've got some good athletics. You can see Brandon Stark there composing himself and trying to get himself clear. The bar's at 2 metres 25. We're getting into that territory again, Mossy, and let's see if he can edge closer towards that 2 metre 30. We saw him jump the other night in Sydney. It'd be great to see him clear at 2 metres 25 and in that territory again.
And I think we've lost Lynchy. Officially, he's nowhere to be found.
Where is he?
From New Zealand, Amanda Murphy.
And the special guests aren't stopping. They're pouring in tonight. We've had Tommy Gamble, we've had Jake Steen, Great to have Evan O'Hanlon and Mossy. Got another guest joining us very shortly, if not now.
Yeah, we do. In fact, we do have a very special guest who is trackside. It's Matt Lynch. G'day, Lynchy. Great to have you back on the stream, mate.
Yeah, no, it's good to be back. After seeing all those hundreds, I got a little bit excited and thought I'd better do some training. I've been running up and down the stairs. So I'm feeling good now. Everything's holding up. Maybe my comeback will be 2016 Nationals.
And for those at home, the women's javelin. Oh, clear at 225. That's what we want to see. Alana Boyd, 460. Not quite clear.
I want to see that.
They're introducing the women's javelin now, and I know we've got a lot of eager people watching at home. We'll keep you posted as much as possible on the athletes. Of course, it's going to be great to see the likes of Kim Mickle and Kelsey Lee throwing, and of course the South African having a throw in the javelin, and unfortunately the South Africans so close to that Cricket World Cup final. It's going to be a cracker tomorrow, Australia, New Zealand.
Oh, rub it in, very, very good. And this is definitely the hours of power. The next 2 hours, we've got the men's 800 coming up very shortly, and straight after that will be the women's 1500. This is going to be sensational. Liam Zamil-Payez at the bar and not getting over that one at 225. And here's the start list for your women's javelin throw final. Catherine Brooks from Victoria, Christina Grun from New South Wales, the Japanese girl Risa Miyashita, New South Wales Mackenzie Little, representing New Zealand is Amanda Murphy, from Western Australia it's Kim Mickle, from the Australian Capital Territory, Kelsey Lee Roberts, Sunette Viljoen from South Africa. The USA girl is Lee Petronoff, and from New Zealand, Victoria Peters. Not quite sure what that one was, but whilst we're going to show you as much jav as we possibly can, we've also got these middle distance events coming up now, and joining us once again on the live stream, it is none other than the legendary Benita Willis. Good evening, Benita.
Hey, yeah, how you going?
Mate, I'm going pretty well. Yeah, it's good to have you back here. Look, men's 8, women's 15, they are sizzling lineups indeed.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they're going to be fantastic races, and I think the wind still looks a little bit swirly, so it will really depend on who takes them both out. And I think the best ones are going to win, but certainly I think it's going to be quite a tactical race in both races. Absolutely, and I know you're good friends with Zoe Buckman in the 15. Would you say she's got to be the favourite, I guess? I'd say so, yeah. I think Trishelle Kingdom's showing some really good form, and there's a few other girls in the mix, but I just think it'll just depend on the race as to how they're going to go at the end. But I can't go past Zoe not winning, but she'll have to run smart tactically. And it's not the fact you're friends, it's just, you know, reigning champion. She's competed at World Championships, Commonwealth Games. She is out and out the favourite there. And we see here the men's 800 metres. Dylan Stenson in the blue there. He's really starting to come into form, only just come into the sport, played a bit of soccer. And here it is. This is an absolute belter, folks. Strap yourself in for this one, the men's 800 metres. We have 8 competitors here. Timus Harrick from Victoria. Ben Anderson, New Zealand. Representing New South Wales, your defending national champion, Josh Ralph. In lane 5, the Victorian. Third on the all-time list over this distance is Jeff Risley. The current equal Australian record holder from Victoria, Alex Rowe, in lane 6. Lane 7, the outsider, the dark horse of the competition for this for sure, New South Wales boy Jared West. Dylan Stenson continues to run PBs from South Australia, and in lane 9, Luke Matthews from Victoria. Risley and Rowe, definitely the ones to beat in this, Benita. Oh, I think so. I think Risley's coming off a great run at Melbourne Grand Prix, and he's looked good in the heat. So, yeah, I think it's going to be between those two.
Ralph, the defending champion, but coming back from a broken foot, torn hamstring, he said he'd be happy to run 47. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. He is a gutsy, determined competitor, though. But you see Risley there, 4th on the left, is the one. Well, I think he's the one to beat, but everyone would say it's Alex Rowe, the national champion.
And,
the equal national
Alana
record
Boyd having a crack at 4 metres 60. Can she clear this height? Yes, she can. Yes! Bang!
Unbelievable stuff. She did that easy. Will we see her edge closer to her own national record Wow, Alana Boyd. Well, she's taken some time to find her form in the season, but that's fantastic. Excellent stuff there, Alana Boyd. We'll turn our attention now back to the men's 800 metres, which is just about to get underway.
This should be an absolute belter, and Mossy's gone through the start list. And I'll tell you what, happening around us, there's a lot of great events. The bars at 460, of course, Alana Boyd just cleared that. The men's high jumps at 2 metres 28. The women's jab, they're warming up. The men's triple jump, they are warming up. And we've got one of the most anticipated men's 800 metre national finals in recent years. Alex Rowe v Risley, but could we see an upset? We'll shortly find out. Of course, we saw David Rudisha bless us with his presence in Melbourne and in Sydney, but tonight, no David Rudisha, but we've got some of our old-time greats. We see the reigning champion, Josh Ralph, being introduced. Jeff Risley, he's been in great form. And, of course, Alex Rowe, the equal fastest Australian of all time over this distance.
See there, Jeff Risley being introduced to the crowd. Trackside Matt Lynch, how are you seeing this one unfolding, mate? Okay, unfortunately, Lynchy, are you down there, Lynchy? We got you now, mate.
I am. I was just doing a bit of background work there. We got a special thing for all those people that qualify for Beijing, and if it's Rowe or Risley, if they get up, they've pretty much done everything other than set foot on the ground in Beijing. They're at the front of the queue.
Look, they have to be going, don't they?
Oh, mate, I'd pick them.
Thank you.
Here we go, those watching at home. And this should be one of the races of the meet. Of course, Rowe and Risley, the ones to watch. Don't disregard Josh Ralph and Stenson, Jared West. They've had great seasons. So, championship racing, we all know what can happen, and the boys are getting on their marks. Away now in the Australian final of the men's 800 metres. From the inside, it's Harrick, Anderson, Ralph, Risley, Rowe, West, Stenson and Matthews as they head down the back straight. Anderson, our visitor from New Zealand, makes his way up on the inside. Rowe on the outside is going to get to the lead with Jeff Risley on his shoulder. Getting up on the outside of him, Jared West from New South Wales moves his way into second, and behind him, Stenson in the colours of Saints Athletics Club. Brandon Stark about to have a crack in the men's high jump at 2:28. He's not clear. In the men's 800 metres, Alex Rowe is going to take the pace. Risley sits nice in fourth, Stenson in third, West is in second. Going around the outside, it's Ralph in the number 4 bib. They're about to come through and get the bell. Alex Rowe looking very comfortable in the lead, Stenson in second. Slow first lap, 53.93. They go through the 400 metres, so it's going to be the athlete with the best kick. How's this going to... Rowe leading proceedings as they move down the back straight. He starts to lengthen out. Stenson in second. Risley starting to make his way through the field. But Alex Rowe down the back straight. He's made his move and they're coming from the back. Stenson is in second, Risley in third, West in fourth, and Josh Ralph, don't write him off. Just behind him, our New Zealand visitor. Less than 200 metres to go. It's Alex Rowe dictating the terms. Can he hold on from here? Jeff Risley's on the scene. 115 metres to go. It's going to be these two going head-to-head again. Alex Rowe, but here comes Jeff Risley on the outside. Risley takes Alex Rowe and Jeff Risley gets to the lead. Alex Rowe, can he hold on for second? Ralph coming down the outside, but Jeff Risley, he has won the Australian 800 metres, 1:47.11 unofficially. Alex Rowe in second and Josh Ralph in third. Jeff Risley, thank you very much. And the question's got to be asked, can he win the double?
Is that the first down payment? Well, it is on the 8:15 double. We haven't seen that for 24 years, and I tell you what, that was a sensational run there by Jeff Risley, Benita Willis.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you see the pace there was very erratic in the first lap, and that's a true championship race. And, you know, Jeff ran really well last week in a fast race, runs really well again in a tactical championship race. So he's a very good athlete. I think it's going to be tough. to do the double, but he's going to go for it now. And you see people like Kelly Holmes and Al Garouge, they win one event and then they're on a roll. Athens Olympics win another one. So yeah, good luck to him. 15.
Yeah, absolutely sensational stuff there by Jeff Risley. You saw him as he went across the line. We'll see here on the Adidas replay in a moment. He gives it the little fist pump here, but a great move just coming up into the final bend there, overtaking, which kind of makes it a lot more difficult for Josh Ralph there, Benita.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not sure what's going on here. We've got Stark at one end, maybe cut to Stark at the high jump. He's got an attempt here. Oh, he's clear!
He's done it!
Yes! Sorry for the noise there, guys. I'm going up in the red in the volume, but that was an excellent jump. Third attempt at 2:28. He's got another qualifier for Beijing to his name.
And this is a big jump here for Alana Boyd over in the pole vault. The bar is at 470. Her own national record, which she set in Perth back in 2012, is 476. Picture of concentration. Pole vault has been probably the star event of the season, and this would cap it off nicely for Alana Boyd. Ooh,
unfortunately, running through.
Just forgetting to jump there.
So, Benita, I'll just find out. We may get a look at that 800, but the women's 1500 are starting to come onto the track as well.
Women's para 100 metres.
Yeah, we'll go to the Adidas replay. You'll see here, one thing I was saying there, Risley, he always makes that move coming into the final bend, which makes it harder for Ralph coming after him. But Rowe, he went out hard, but Risley, it looks like he's doing it easy here.
Oh, yeah, and this is really the crunch time for the race. And, you know, Risley just, he wins very convincingly. But he looks back just here, see? And I think, you know, he was just wondering if anyone was coming up on his outside. And sometimes that's a sign that you're a bit tired, but he won easily. So he was just, yeah, cruising it in. But, yeah, just, fantastic win, I think. And these 800s, usually the margin isn't that big. So I just think that's a dominant performance. And, but, you know, it's pulling these other guys in the 800 along. And I think the standard of the men's 800 is very good. And it's because of guys like Risley doing it from the front. And, you know, all the other guys as well, and Ralph.
Well, we had two of the fastest in the top three of all time. Of course, Alex Rowe, equal national record holder with Ralph Dobell, and Jeff Risley coming in after those guys there. And I guess Risley came third last year, so restoring the order in his eyes. Ralph was first and Rowe second, so it is another victory for Jeff Risley on the national scene. So
yeah,
fantastic stuff there.
And these guys coming off injuries, you know, they can go over to Europe and get the time as well. So it's, you know, it's just really good to be here and running nationals. But if they've got the capabilities, and they do, to get the time, they could get picked for world champs.
You see there Brandon Stark. So is this his first attempt at a PB 232? So Brandon Stark, he'll go and have a chat to, no, having a tap on the Adidas sign there. He knows that's good luck, Ollie.
Yeah, great to see Stark have a crack at this 2.32 metres, and Kelsey Lee had her first throw in the women's jab, getting it out around 47.40 off the top of my head. So we'll let you know as that progresses. Kim Mickles in her tracksuit at the moment, and Brandon Stark having a crack at 2.32 metres. This would be absolutely massive. Here he goes. Oh, that's close.
For a PB, looking good there.
Whoa. Agonisingly close. Oh, that is close. Benita, a bit of a high jump fan?
I used to like high jump.
Used to do a bit yourself?
Yeah, a bit myself. I'm not one of my best events.
No.
But no, I think it's fantastic. It's something that I can't believe how high those guys can go.
And we can see the official results from the men's 800 metres. Jeff Risley 1:47.13. Second 1:48.14. In third was Josh Ralph 1:48.38. Jared West in fourth. Dylan Stenson was in fifth 1:48.63. Equal time with Jared West, who's in 4th. But Jeff Risley, very impressive, and he's halfway to that unique double, but he's got someone hard to beat, and that's Ryan Gregson.
So you see there the starting lineup for the women's 1,500 metres. And Kayla McKnight, Amanda Paulin, Caitlin Simpson, Margie Athau, Lissy Duncan, Karina Cleland, Bridie Delaney, Trishelle Kingdom, Jenny Blundell, Heidi C, Olivia Burden, and the favourite will be Zoe Buckman from Victoria. But tell you what, guys, Trishelle Kingdom showed some great form down there in Melbourne, unfortunately slipping over. Bridie Delaney, well, she's finished top 5 last year. Kayla McKnight, you can't rule her out, and Lissy Duncan's been on fire this season as well. This, to me, is an absolute stacked field for the women's 1,500, Benita.
Oh, it's a fantastic field, and I think, you know, you want at the National Championships, you want all the best people there, and I think all the best people are here for this race. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm just looking forward to the tactical side of it as well, and I think it's going to come down to that in the last lap or so. But yeah, I think Zoe Buckman's one to watch, Trishelle Kingdom, Melissa Duncan, Bridie Delaney, and Kayla McKnight.
Starkey. 2 metres 32, not quite clear, unfortunately. And away in this women's 1,500 metres, off to a good start on the inside. Kayla McKnight gets to the lead initially, with Zoe Buckman trying to make her way across, and Caitlin Simpson running well, as is Melissa Duncan. So trying to sort themselves, and Zoe Buckman currently running 3 wide, looking to find her way, and Melissa Duncan's going to get to the lead. Zoe Buckman sits nicely in 2nd. McKnight is in 3rd. Trishelle Kingdom sitting just behind them in around 5th spot, and the athletes running well initially. So also Heidi C from New South Wales, formerly Heidi Gregson. So Benita, they've settled themselves early on, and it looks like Melissa Duncan's going to set the pace early.
Yeah, she's setting the pace, and it was very slow at the beginning. You can see that by they're all bunching up, but now, yeah, they're almost running in single file, so that just shows us that Melissa Duncan's stretching them out, and you know, that's probably her best chance at running really well in this race. And she's going from a long way out to give her the best chance of coming in the top 3 and you know, and trying to get the time over in Europe. But she's doing really well, and you can see Zoe's just sitting there, just relaxed, and in the 1,500, you've just got to relax as much as you can in the middle few laps. But they'll be thinking, these girls, they'll be thinking what they're going to do in the last lap while they're running along there. But it's quite a quick pace, because you can see that there's already a gap with the first 3 girls there.
Yeah, Melissa Duncan setting the pace early on. Buckman's in 2nd. C sits in 3rd. Around 10 metres behind her sits Trishelle Kingdom, who had a great run, recently had a fall, unfortunately, towards the end of her race, but she's in great form. Caitlin Simpson sits nicely in 5th, and Bridie Delaney just behind her. So they're the early contenders. Brendan Stark's about to have his 3rd attempt at 2 metres 32, and Kim Mickle has got the javelin in her hand. But in the lead, it is still Melissa Duncan as the athletes make their way around in this Australian Championship final, women's 1,500 metres, and the meet record 4:05.52, and Brandon Stark getting the crowd behind him. Can he clear 2 metres 32? We've got the split screen. Brandon Stark. Not quite clear. Fantastic attempt at 2 metres 32. Salute to the crowd, and back to the 1,500 metre action where not much has changed. Out in front, still Melissa Duncan dictating the pace. Zoe Buckman poised, and here's Kim Mickle in the women's jav. We'll see how far that is, and not quite over that 60-metre line. I'll update you as soon as the result goes on the board. In the women's 15, Duncan looking comfortable. Trishelle Kingdom's made her way to 3rd. And just behind her, her fellow New South Wales woman, Caitlin Simpson's in 4th, and Heidi C sits well in 5th. So they're the 5 who look like they're going to battle it out as they get the bell. 1 lap to go in this Australian Championship over the 1,500 metres.
It's really interesting here in this 1,500 because Trishelle Kingdom had fallen back a bit. She caught up. So it's going to be this last 300 metres, Melissa's going to try to kick on, but certainly you would have to think that Zoe and Trishelle are feeling better and may go around, but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So 250 metres to go. Melissa Duncan, she's led most of this race. Can she hold on from here? Zoe Buckman is poised, and Trishelle Kingdom, we know she's in shape. She looks like she's in contention. And Heidi C, she's currently in fourth, moving away into third. It's all happening here. So Alana Boyd's about to have a crack at 4 metres 70 in the women's pole vault, and she has an attempt not quite clear. 120 metres to go in this 1,500 metres. Heidi C looms up on the outside of Zoe Buckman. Buckman's in the lead. C and Trishelle Kingdom, they're the three going to battle it out. C gets to the lead. Trishelle Kingdom trying to go with her. Buckman looks like she's gone, and Heidi C gets to the front, and she's going to take this 1,500 metres. A bit of an upset here in the 1,500, but no doubt a fantastic win. 4:09.58 unofficially in the women's 1,500 metres, and that is a great run. Time to run to perfection in the women's 1,500 metres. A heads up, Kimberly Mickles' first throw, 52.18 in the women's javelin.
Wow, for mine, that's a boil over. We hadn't talked about Heidi C at all this season, and she's come out there and absolutely blitzed them there, Benita.
Oh, she had a fantastic finish, and we could see that she was just coming out with 250 to go, and I actually pointed it to her on the screen because I could tell that she was feeling really good. But yeah, no, we haven't talked about her at all, and she's just coming up and up, and I think in that tactical race, yeah, she just had the goods at the end. It was a fantastic finish.
Brisbane is a destination alive with many tours and experiences to seek a taste of every traveller.
Trackside there with Lynchy, how do you think that one played out?
Mate, that was an absolutely beautiful kick from Heidi C. She was a medalist last year at the National Champs and represented us over at the Bahamas, and her husband, Jeff C, who was in that awesome finish last week at the 5K down in Melbourne at Zatopek. There he is on the screen. He's an American. Heidi went to college over in America, and both very talented runners, as you can see. Pretty stoked with that victory.
As you would be. Fantastic stuff. So Heidi C from Zoe Buckman and Trishelle Kingdom rounding out a great season with her bronze medal as well.
We just had a big throw in the women's jav. The South African has thrown 61.80 in her first round attempt, so 61.80. And we're going to quickly have a look at the Adidas replay, and that was a perfectly timed run in the women's 1,500 metres. At this stage, Mossy Buckman looked like she might hold on, but Heidi C. And what a run this was, Benita.
Oh, fantastic. And I did see Heidi in the heats, but I've got to say, she looks fantastic, and we didn't talk about her as much as we should. But, you know, it just all comes down to the last 100. I know Zoe's been going well, and Trishelle Kingdom as well. So those three girls, I think the top three were in the top three. And, you know, it'll be good when they can go to Europe and try to get the time now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we can see Jeff Risley about to receive his gold medal. And they're the three we thought would battle it out. 1:47.13, the winning time for Jeff Risley. Well-deserved winner. Alex Rowe in second place, 1:48.14, and Josh Ralph in third, 1:48.38. So great to see these boys battling it out. We've seen some great 800-metre battles over the season. We've got some great 1,500-metre battles coming up shortly. So we've got a few good field events. The women's jav starting to heat up. The men's triple jump as well. We'll bring you a bit of action from that shortly. Alwyn Jones about to have an attempt. Of course, we saw his girlfriend win the national title in the women's triple jump. So it'll be interesting to see if we can get a boyfriend-girlfriend double in the triple jump. And there he is, Alwyn Jones, former Commonwealth Games bronze medalist. And you would say, Mossy, a very cool dude.
Yeah, very deep thinker as well. Had a good chat with him in Sydney, Alwyn Jones, and talking about his, I guess, coming into the sport as well. It wasn't very long before he was on the scene, national champion, representing Australia, and he loves it and has got a lot of good thoughts about the sport as well.
Yeah, I actually met him when I was 16. He was living with one of my very good mates, Henry Frayne, and sort of in awe of those guys. Very cool dudes, and Alwyn just won a Commonwealth Games bronze medal as well. But we can see him having a jump here. He's been around that 1680 for a long time. It'd be great to see him edge towards 17 metres. And he's on the runway now. Alwyn Jones behind the board. So we get the white flag. Not a bad jump from the big fella, Alwyn Jones. We'll wait to see what's on the board shortly. We'll update you as soon as possible in the women's javelin. Women's pole vaults wrapped up for the evening. And we've still got some action to come tonight. Don't forget the men's and women's 100-metre final. We've got the men's 3,000 metres and, of course, the men's and women's 400 finals. So don't go to bed. Don't leave your screen. It's all heating up. And Alwyn Jones, 15.63, so he won't be too happy with his first round attempt, but at least he's got one on the board in the ballpark. And Alwyn, who'll be one of the favourites to jump well tonight. Alex Lorway down there in the OMAC colours. Of course, his father, the Australian record holder in this event, the men's triple jump. So some good pedigree, and hopefully he can get towards that high 15s tonight. And a great run from C in that women's 1,500 metres, 4:09.60 officially. Got some action for the women's jav. Hopefully we can see Kelsey Lee, Kim Mickle, and of course our South African visitor get some big throws out very shortly. Looking at the men's triple jump.
And down trackside now with the 2015 Australian champion. It is Matt Lynch with that man, Jeff Risley.
Thank you, Mossy. Yes, we are with Jeff Risley, mate. Commanding victory at the end. You sort of hung back a little bit, but I'm guessing that was your plan.
Yeah. Can I just say we had a bit of a laugh at Josh Wright's interview yesterday, just how awkward it was. So I've been giving him shit for the last sort of 24 hours. So, yeah, he needs to work with you, do a bit of practice, I think.
All right, maybe I can get him.
Yeah, but the race, yeah, what was the question?
Yeah, so what was your tactics there? It looked like you sort of wanted to sit back and just let the other guys work it out.
Yeah, look, I knew that if it was fast, I was going to be able to keep up, and if it was slow, it was going to play to my advantage because I can finish strong. So I just didn't want to get stuck, and I was on the rail a little bit for the first 300, which stressed me out a bit. But once I got wide, I just gradually moved up, and Rose sort of got a little bit away in the back straight, and I just sort of knew I just had to gradually do it, not do it in one effort, and just sort of work my way up. And yeah, last 100 felt really good.
Yeah, well. Got something for you. You can take one of these home. Let me get it out of my pocket.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. This one is for you.
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
You've already started. You're so close.
He's going, Lynchy.
Yeah,
I'm saying it.
Let's just say it. You're going. It's up to AA, but for us, you're going to Beijing for the 800.
I think Pete Bromley just said I'm automatic now with that win. So
there we go. Excellent. And you've got one more tomorrow?
Yeah, one more tomorrow. So, it's good. My body felt really good today, and just go and recover, and, just see what tomorrow brings, really. So, just another chance to practice sort of racing tactically and, trying to find a way to win.
It's going to be a tactical race tomorrow?
Why? Do you got an inside word? What's going to happen in the race? Because if you know, you can tell me.
I tell you for sure.
Look, I don't know. It was really brutal to make the final. The guys some good guys missed out, and some good guys only just made it. So, look, I think anything can happen, and I just got to stay out of trouble in the first 800 and just move forward when I can. And if I'm there with 300 to go, I think I'm dangerous.
There we go. Well, you've heard it from Risley. He's going to be dangerous at 300.
Jeez, I'm giving my tactics away.
No, they're not listening.
Hopefully no one's watching back home.
But I'll send it up to you guys. Yeah. Risley, he's on the plane for the 800. We've said it. Back up to you guys. We'll watch him in the 15 tomorrow.
Thanks, homie, guys.
Thanks, Lynch. And what a run by Jeff Risley. He's a man in form as we look to the men's 3,000 metres and the action's heating up. Got the Austrian, Brenton Rowe, sitting nicely in second spot at this stage. Looks like Ben Liddy's having a good run as well. At 1,000 metres, clock ticking over around 1:45 at this stage. Bonita, give us a bit of insight into the 3,000 metres. No doubt you've run a few in your time.
She's the Australian record holder.
Indeed.
Yeah, run a few.
Just an odd 3,000 metres.
Yeah, right. No, and usually this is not a championship race, but I think they've put it on because I've already had the 5,000 metre national championships, and same weekend as World Cross. So a lot of our other distance runners are at World Cross Country, but certainly these guys have got a bit of a gap on the field, and 3K usually break it down and try to get a K done, then another K done, and then give it all you've got in the last K. And it's quite short compared to some of the other races that I do, but I see Ben Liddy's there in the second pack. He's Sydney University, ran the 1,500 heats, and certainly that's Sydney University. They're churning out a lot of guys that a lot of depth in these distance races. So it's great to see that he's backing up for this race because certainly there's not that many entrants, and I think it's good that he's come out and had a run. So I think they've gone through. Yeah, gone through a car, I think 2:39. So, it's good. It's good running.
What I'd be interested to know, B, 2,000, 3,000, 5, 10 and marathon Australian record holder. What's your favourite of all the events?
I used to really like the 3,000 metres. I've run a lot of really good races overseas, and I've run actually faster indoors over 3,000 than outdoors, which is fairly unusual. I've run 8:37 indoors for 3K when I came 6th at World Champs in 2002, I think.
And Benita, just Kelsey Lee having a throw
out there, launching it high and long.
Kim Mickle just through 60.49. Kim Mickle just through 60.49, and we'll get that update. We'll leave it back to Benita.
Yeah, and certainly, I think it's a good distance, but you don't get to run them very often because you usually just do them in Grand Prix meets overseas or Telstra race. They have a few of them on, but it's not a commonly run race. It's not as common as you'd like it to be anyway. But yeah, it's fun. I think it goes by quick enough.
Would that be the one of all the races you've had 3, or?
Oh no, cross country for sure.
Yeah.
And then probably the marathon, and then 3K probably third. But if you're talking track, I think I prefer the 3K the best. Although it's probably not my best national record, but.
How good's that? You can get to choose. Oh, yeah, it's okay. You see here, Sunette Viljoen, the South African. She was the silver medalist that spoiled the Australian party over there in Glasgow. Of course, Kim Mickle throwing down the gold. Sunette getting the silver, and Kelsey Lee third with Catherine Mitchell fourth. Here we go. She launches it out. She's thrown big this season. That's huge. It's another one. It's not the record, but it's 62 metres. And we have had word. I won't go there.
Yeah, big throw from the South African, and Kelsey Lee, second round throw, 55.34. Rayner's in the lead in the 3,000, just ahead of Brenton Rowe. There is a bit of a whisper about the women's 100 metres coming up shortly. I won't confirm it just yet until the athletes do go down into the blocks, but maybe a late withdrawal. We'll keep you posted on who that athlete is and how that unfolds throughout the night. But
Second place, winner of the silver medal, 4 minutes 10.32 seconds, representing Victoria, Zoe Buckman.
So I see these guys in the 3K. They've just gone through 2K in 5:24, and I think they're looking really good. And they're starting to kick. And you see, as soon as they got to that 2K mark, boom, they've gone. And I think that's really good running. And guys they've got the tactics in their mind and just gone to the finish here.
yeah, Brenton Rowe stretched out his lead, and Rayner's sitting nicely in second. But Brenton Rowe looks to have made that decisive move, and they've got 2 laps to go in this 3,000 metre event. We'll give you some updates from our field events as soon as possible. In the men's TJ, Mitch Fontaine is on the runway. Hopefully we'll get Alwyn Jones' second round attempt for you shortly. But Brenton Rowe, no doubt about him at this stage in the lead. And it's really starting to stretch his lead, Benita.
Oh yeah, he's stretching his lead, and I thought he might have went too hard too quickly right at the 2K mark, but he's certainly stretched his lead, and he's looking really comfortable. And I think when you're out in front for the last few laps of a 3K, you kind of, yeah, you worry that you've gone too hard that far out, but he knows what he can do, and he's got in his mind the kind of time he wants to run. But I see the wind's still a bit swirly in the stadium there, and we've seen that in the other distance races. It's really come down to the tactics, so it's not easy running by yourself, but it does help when the second place getter is running by himself as well. So you've both got the same conditions.
Yeah, no doubt about it. New Zealander having a throw in the women's jav. They're into around the 4th round now, so we'll keep you updated for those on Twitter. I know Emily Nolan's watching eagerly. Well, has a lot to do with Kelsey Lee in terms of her strength and conditioning. And 55.34 is the furthest throw Kelsey Lee so far. So Mickle's thrown 60.49 and the South African 61.89. But I think her last throw was her biggest, and we'll get that for you shortly. But Brenton Rowe ran 300 metres to go, Benita. Looks like it's got this one wrapped up. And what sort of time we reckon we're on the cards here?
Yeah, he looks fantastic. He went through with 400 metres to go in about 7:01. So I'm thinking under 8:10. I don't know. It'll just depend on his finishing speed. I'm not too sure of his finishing speed, but he's looking really good. We're up to 7:40. Yeah, I reckon he's going to be about 8:10. So really good run, and he is stretching his lead. And you often don't see this with such a decisive move at okay to go and stretching his lead. But he's looking awesome.
Yeah, great run from Brenton Rowe. Occasionally competes for Austria, but tonight...
will this be the first time an Austrian's won the Australian?
Well, he does reside in Victoria. I think they're the colours.
Here we go.
It's fact. I think he competes for Geelong.
But he's chosen to represent Austria. So.
Yeah, he's got out of Victoria off to Austria. Looks like Rayner's going to hold on for second. And the athletes crossing the line in third, fourth and fifth. 8:07.52 the time. Josh Harris going to take bronze.
Like it was Riley Cox there in fourth.
And interesting fact, he holds the Australian record for the beer mile, but today he takes home the bronze in the Australian Championship for the 3,000 metres. And not too far away from some more finals event. We've got 4 track events tonight, men's and women's 100-metre final and men's and women's 400-metre finals. I don't know about you at home, but I'm getting very excited about these finals coming up. And Alwyn Jones about to have his second attempt on the men's TJ. Of course, former Commonwealth Games medalist. 2006 seems like so long ago. But just love to see this guy get towards 17 metres, and Brandon Stark just receiving his medal, being presented by Neil Bowden, a legend of the sport, does so much for the sport in ACT, and of course his daughter Lauren Wells, she is an absolute star. She's always in it in the women's 400-metre hurdles, and one of the good chicks going around as well, hard worker, and one of the nicest girls you'll meet. But Alwyn Jones on the runway in the men's triple jump. This is round 2, 15:46, his opening jump. He's going to need to improve on that. And here he goes in the Essendon club colours. And he has improved on his first round attempt. He gets the white flag, I believe, leaving the pit.
There it is, the white flag goes up. That's what you want to see. And I tell you what, B, it's been a great to have you back again. A little bit of a shock there in the women's 1500.
Oh yeah, a little bit of a shock, and I kept meaning to say Gregson every time I went to say his name, but no relation to Ryan. But fantastic run, and I just love seeing her race because I haven't really watched her much this season. So fantastic breakthrough run, and when you're national champion, you know you can go on to so many things from that, and it's just such a hard thing to win, and you really got to cherish the times that you win a national championship. So it was a fantastic run.
Absolutely. Now Sunday tomorrow, any chance we could get you back on the mic?
Oh yeah, I should be around.
Legendary.
Wouldn't miss these middle distance races for sure.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming on board once again, Benita Willis.
Great to have Benita here.
It is, with expert comments, and yeah, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So thanks very much to Benita Willis for tonight.
Thanks, guys, and yeah, you guys are doing fantastic stuff for our sport. So
no worries.
Yeah, if we can.
I'll slip you that $50 note in a minute.
Yeah, I'll give you $5.
All right, yeah, have a good night. $5. That's all right. $5 is all right.
Yeah,
coffee.
It's better than
that's coffee.
That's right.
I'll get you a coffee.
Half vodka and Coke.
It's a beer at the Garden City. Anyway, brilliant stuff. Benita Willis, our current 2003, 2005, 10 and marathon champion. And it's just so great to have her insights onto the stream here tonight. We'll go trackside now with Lynchy.
Yeah, thank you, boys, up the top, and thank you, Benita Willis. But we're here with the high jump national champion, Brandon Stark, 2:28. How was it out there, mate?
Yeah, it was good. I started off a bit slow. I had a third attempt at 2:15, which was a bit shaky. But as the comp went on, felt better. 28.
Can't complain.
Yeah,
no.
Not at all.
Repeating your 2:28, so it seems like whenever you jump 2:28, you win the national title.
Yeah. Well, I didn't jump 28 last year, so I didn't win. I'll keep that going if I can.
Sounds good. So what's next in your plans? Obviously, now that you've done the domestic season, where do you head to next?
Nothing is confirmed, but in May we're planning on going to Asia, maybe a couple world challenges, hopefully a Diamond League here or there, but planning on going to Asia, then coming back and then back over for the camp.
Backing over for the camp, because I'm going to give give you one of these flags. You've booked your spot to Beijing. That's yours to keep for the World Champs. How does it feel?
I don't think it's quite sunk in yet, but I know definitely later on today I'll be feeling it.
Excellent. Thank you, Brandon Stark, national champion, the high jump. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Lynchy, and great to hear from Brandon Stark. He's in great form. We can see women's jav heading back to the action, and we've got a withdrawal in the women's 100-metre final.
Here's Kelsey Lee Roberts. Is it? So, yep. No, not Kelsey Lee. Do apologise. Looked like her from the back. She wears the long ponytail.
And looks like going into their blocks, Sally Pearson is out of the 100 metres. So that's a bit of a very upsetting for the crowd here. And look, Sally Pearson's out of the 100-metre final, unfortunately, for those at home. So does leave the door open, of course, for others to seize the opportunity. But we do hope that everything is okay with Sally Pearson. She looked, she won a semi-final, but it wasn't the Sally Pearson perhaps we've seen where she rocketed away. But obviously something's not quite right. And whatever that is, we do hope that she comes back and she's on target for the World Championships later on in this year. But still, the action has got to unfold here. The show must go on, as they would say, and we're at the women's jav on the runway. And a pretty big throw there, just over the 55-metre mark. But we've got some great finals action coming up very shortly.
So we pan across here at Queensland Sports and Athletics Centre, in particular the QE2 Stadium, but sensational stuff here up in Queensland. You can see there the girls getting ready.
Ooh, a bit of argy-bargy there, look at that.
On the right.
On the outside, on the inside lane, sorry, bit of some of the girls, a bit of banter before the race, so good to see them pumped up, excited, and looks like Emily Longo and Figuera on the inside.
You can see there Ash Whittaker. Well, she'll now come well into contention. Mel Breen now, the red-hot favourite for the gold medal. She was Toya Whistle on the inside of her. So this has still got plenty left in. Unfortunately, Sally Pearson won't be running in this one. But plenty of action still to go. Abby Taddeo on the outside. She'll be one to have a look at as well. You can see there Toya Whistle in the blocks. She'll be one of the first ones out and firing as well. We can see here the starting lineup for the women's 100-metre final. You can see there in lane 2 from New South Wales is Ellie Graff. Speedy Sam Geddes will come out of lane 3. She's from New South Wales. Talk about speed. Well, she is the fastest we've ever seen. She is none other than Mel Breen from the Australian Capital Territory out of lane 4. In lane 5, Toya Whistle from Queensland. We'll come back to this in a sec. We're just going to Kelsey Lee Roberts on the runway. What can she do? She launches it up. It goes high, but it will fall a little bit short of that red marker, which she has gone over this season. And unfortunately, that isn't going out there, but she's still got plenty to go. And we'll come back to the starting lineup of the women's 100 metres. So we're talking about Mel Breen there. Toya Whistle, the Queen of the Pacific from Papua New Guinea in lane 5. Scratching is Sally Pearson in lane 6. Lynchy, you have something?
Yeah, Sally, she's a little bit tight. She's pulled up. This can be confirmed. And she is seeking medical exemption, so she won't be running in the hurdles tomorrow either. No need for concern. But she's just pulling up a little bit tight and looking after herself. So, yeah, we won't see her lining up in the hurdles. That opens up that race for sure.
Well, that's big news here at the QSAC Arena. It is big news. Kim Mickle, all happening here, the jab. So Kim Mickle's throwing one out there as well. We've still got, as we said there, Ash Whittaker from Victoria. Well, she'll be the one looking for silver medal. Hayley Butler from New South Wales, not too far away. And from the south coast of New South Wales, it's Abby Taddeo. She's a hurdler. She'll be looking for medals tomorrow. And today, well, could she come from lane 9 and swoop a mill? Well, it's all going to be happening here, Ollie.
It is,
Women's
mate.
100, the men's 100 to go, the 400s after that. Let's fire it up.
Let's fire up and let's hope that Sally Pearson is all okay. Kelsey Lee popped out at 58.61 and just waiting for them to put up the distance for Kim Mickle. But here we have the Australian Championship final of the women's 100 metres sprint. And got the South African on the runway in the women's jav. And just below around 58 metres. But here we go, the women's 100 metre final. Pearson, Whistle, the ones to watch. And also Whitaker, I thought was impressive in the heats. Away in the final of the 100 metres. Whistle gets off to a great start. It's Whistle on the lead. Whitaker's running well in second. Pearson digs deep and, Mel Breen digs deep and gets to the lead. And Mel Breen, 11.26. Apologies calling the name Pearson there, but Mel Breen takes the Australian crown, 11.26. All but secures her spot.
0.9 for the win, ladies and gentlemen.
On the team for world champs, 0.6 metre tailwind. Melissa Breen, impressive win in the 100 metres. She's pumped. Toa Whistle really served it up to her, but Melissa Breen dug deep. And it was a 0.9 metre tailwind, 0.9, and officially 11.26 for Melissa Breen.
Well, she's just added to her titles. That's her 5th national championship, her 4th 100 metres. She has won in the 200 metres, in fact, twice. So that there is a sensational stuff there by Mel Breen. And she takes it down. Emotions pouring out there by Mel Breen. You can see there. It's been a long season for her. She knows now she's got the gold medal in the bag. Congratulations, Mel Breen. It's been a sensational 18 months for you. 11.11 for the national record, and now the 2015 national champion. Congratulations, Mel Breen.
Means a lot to her, you can see. She's a bit emotional down there, and a lot of hard work paying off for Mel Breen, one of the most devoted, hardest working athletes, and no surprise that she is the quickest Australian of all time. 11.11 her personal best. And Mossy has got the Adidas replay for us.
You can see here, Toya Weasel absolutely smoked him out of the blocks. Breen, though, we know she's been strong, concentrating on those 200s and that final finish, and Weasel falling back. Ash Whitaker comes in for the bronze medal, but that was a nice 11.26 with that slight tailwind. So great stuff there. And taking out second place, Toya Weasel, and Ash Whitaker with the third place. I'm not sure. They've claimed Toya Whistle as a Queenslander. Is she going to get a medal as a Queenslander? She's wearing Papua New Guinea.
100%.
Alwyn Jones in the men's TJ edging towards that 16 metres, and was a great final of the 100 metres. Apologies once again calling the name Pearson. I do hope she is okay, but Mel Breen, no doubt about our winner. She was all class there, dug deep, and the boys coming out for the men's 100 metre final very shortly. That's going to be an absolute cracker.
And we see here the Japanese competitor Risa Miyashita.
What we're waiting for that
low in
I can confirm Toya Whistle. That's all right. Toya Whistle will get the silver, and Whitaker will get the bronze. There's an IAAF rule that says if an athlete resides in that state and runs for a local club, that's what will get her the bronze. So she's in a Queensland club, which allows her to run at the national champs.
Thanks for
so she has been our national champion before.
Yes.
As well. Even though she does represent, she runs for a Queensland club, so she'll get her silver.
I expect nothing less than that kind of clarification there, Matt Lynch trackside.
No worries.
Brilliant stuff, mate. Brilliant. You see the guys there in the men's on. Just getting...
There's Breenie's mum, Mel Breen, her parents all behind her. Great to see Mel's mum getting around. A very proud mother, no doubt, and her dad's here as well. I've seen them, and no doubt Coach Matty B is very happy as well. A lot of hard work paying off. So great scenes down here in the women's 100 metre final. Hats off to Melissa Breen.
You can see here Peters, the New Zealander, on the runway in the women's javelin, which is heating up. Here she goes, launching it out. Big gust of wind came up there. You saw that one rise high and sort of drops that one down. someone can kick it.
Roberts, next up in the
Mate, when you go and you want some results for the women's,
once again here today.
you can see there Trey Williams in the Queensland top, looking really ready for this one. Kelsey Lee Roberts on the runway here. Girl from Canberra. Star of the now and a huge star of the future. Launching it out there. It goes low. And we'll get over the 50-metre mark. White flag goes up. She's just sort of thinking about what's happening with the technique there. Kim Mickle in the foreground. One of the coolest chicks in the field. Very laid back, very larrikin-like. And what a competitor. Look at that. You can see it in her face. No room for smiles right now. She's going through her motions.
53.37 from Kelsey Lee just then. She'll be looking to throw much bigger than that shortly, and Kim Mickle will be looking to unleash.
Just waiting for that official. Take down the witch's hat, and here she goes. Kim Mickle on the runway. Little slap of the thigh. Off she goes. Purple and yellow javelin, and launches up, and it's going very close to that red mark over the 61-metre. That'll be 60. White flag goes up. She knows she's got a little bit better than that, and having a bit of a chat there to her fellow competitors.
And Mossy, the next event on the track, the men's 100-metre final. That's going to be an absolute cracker. Some top-class athletes assembled here, and Mossy, run us through the start list.
Okay, so the men's 100-metre start list. From Japan in lane 2, Sota Kawutsura. In lane 3 from New South Wales, last year's bronze medalist Jin Soo Jung. In lane 4, he crossed second last year from Fiji, Banuve Tambokotoro. In lane 5 from Queensland, he is the Queensland State Champion, Trey Williams. In lane 6 from New South Wales, well, this guy absolutely smashed it in the heats, Joshua Clark. Jaworski from New South Wales, Hartman from Queensland, and Breslin from WA. Here goes Sunette Viljoen on the runway in the jab. That's big. That's huge.
Right on
there we
that
go.
red
Over.
mark, just a touch
it's just
over.
A tad over the 61. And great stuff there.
And Lynchy's trackside. Lynchy, you've got some updates for us, mate.
I do. Sunette Viljoen currently leading with 63.29. In second place, Kim Mickle, 60.49. And in third at the moment, Kelsey Lee, 55.24. So they're your first three. Sunette's just topped out the fifth round. So one more throw each for the athletes.
As you can see there, the boys for this men's 100-metre final on the second from the right there, Jin Soo Jung. Had a breakout season last year. Next to him on the left-hand side is Banuve Tambokotoro, Fijian flyer. Here's Kim, gives a wave, Jin. Thanks, mate. Bit of a clap as well from Sydney University. Got one of his best mates in the field on the outside, Breslin with 24. See Banuve getting a warm reception from the crowd. Here's your local boy. Huge quadriceps on him. Absolutely sensational stuff here, Trey Williams. Very focused.
Here's my boy coming up.
And here he is. This guy is the one to watch without a shadow of a doubt. We haven't seen him unleash yet, Josh Clark. Nothing to the crowd. He is very focused on this one here. Ben Jaworski, well, he's been there and thereabouts for quite some time. Find himself again in another national final. Bit of an outsider here, Alex Hartman. Ran really well in the semi-final. His preferred distance is the 200. Local guy here, represented Australia at the Commonwealth Games. And on the outside, Aaron Breslin. So that's your starting lineup here for the men's 100 metres. Josh Clark, the man in the middle with a 23 in the white from Sydney University, the one to watch. And don't think that Trey Williams won't have anything to say in this, and Tambokotoro as well.
Boys.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
What's the wind like, Lynchy?
it's still, but it's coming a little bit in my face. It's a tailie. I'm nervous. Who's going to win till the 10? That's the big challenge.
Here we go. The Australian final of the men's 100-metre sprint. The crowd is silent. And looks like we've got a false start from the Japanese athlete, Kawatsura. Looks like he'll be getting disqualified. And unfortunately, jumping the gun, the athlete in lane 2, all the way from Japan.
Yes, you'll see here, he will get, from the official,
He'll get shown the red card.
The red card will come out. We see here on the replay, going out far too quick, and Clark had the first 10 there, Lynchy.
He did, but, mate, talk about silence out here. It's very eerie.
And he's trying to dispute it down there, but sorry, mate. Unfortunately, clearly broke, and he was sort of on the Adidas replay.
Whoops.
The Adidas replay clearly show that he's false started, but perhaps he thinks there's more in it, so surely he false started. We all saw that. We saw it on the replay. But Kawatsura, our Japanese visitor, long way to come from Japan. Maybe he just wants to run under protest. So, unfortunately, he's talking to the officials now. We did hear from him with Lynchy on the live stream yesterday, so hopefully trying to get the message across with the officials. But look, to our eyes, he clearly did false start.
Come on. And we know it was.
Discussing with the officials now, but I think we do know the fate. And the officials telling him, I'm sorry, mate, you're off the track. He won't be taking place in the final of the 100 metres, unfortunately. Commiserations. Kawatsura did run well through the rounds, but unfortunately won't be taking his place in the 100-metre finals, so we wish him all the best.
Nice little gesture there by Tombaka Thoro as well, just giving him a little shake.
Great to see Tombaka Thoro giving him the handshake and saying...
He did it.
Congratulations.
He finally did it.
He did it. I pronounced the name correctly. Thank you, guys.
Well, that'll do me. That's the highlight of the night.
And no doubt he'll be one to watch in the final of this 100 metres. Lynchy and Mossy have been coaching me all day, but here we go. The men's 100-metre final. Kawatsura disqualified. Away in the final, 100 metres. Trey Williams got a great start. Clark on the outside running well. The Fijian is starting to come into it. Josh Clark gets to the lead. The Fijian going at him. Josh Clark, 10-1-7. That's big. Goodness. 10-1-7 in the men's 100-metre sprint.
1.5.
1.5 minute tailwind. It's legal, ladies and gentlemen.
What's it rounded down to?
Oh, it's rounded up to 10-1-9. Unfortunately, we couldn't do a round down like we did for Lauren Wells.
10-16 qualifier. 10-1-9.
Unfortunately, we don't have the power to round that one down like we did for Lauren Wells, but 10-1-9. What a run from Josh Clark.
Oh, I'm shaking. Whoa.
As cool as you like. Kim Mickle on the runway in the women's javelin. It's all happening here in Brisbane.
Boys, that's a PB as well for
Bang!
Clark.
On that barrier.
That's a PB for Clark.
Oh, my God. That was a great run from Josh Clark.
It's a massive PB. 10.30 was his PB before that. He ran that in Sydney a few weeks ago. He's just climbed it. He did a windy 10.20, but that's a 10.19 here. Wow.
Tombaka Thoro really tried to go with him, came home late, but Josh Clark, as we saw all throughout the rounds, impressive, and that's what you want to see, and he's really a star of the future. And in the runway, the men's TJ, we're showing some action from that, but Josh Clark, in all here. Great to see a massive crowd here for the final. Sorry, Lynchy.
He wanted to come straight over to the live stream. I thought we better go through some protocol and get him in front of the crowd first. Talk to the people that he loves so much. But he wanted to get amongst us. So I know where he's going to be headed next. I'm a big fan. I'm one of his biggest fans. Tommy Connolly's probably his equal biggest fan with me. But if I could swear on this live stream, I would. That was an awesome race.
Well, don't do it, mate. Just don't do it.
I promise.
Please don't.
My goodness, guys. He just ran a 10.19 in front of our very eyes.
And I think he's got more in the tank.
Let's not forget that just go there to the jab. Nice big launch there by Sunette Viljoen. She salutes the crowd there, but Lynchy, mate, that's so close to the world qualifier.
Oh, it's 10:16. Oh, I think he can do it again. I actually don't think he got as good a start as he normally would.
No, he didn't,
I think he's got something else in there, but that was delicious.
You need to find out where to from here, mate.
Well, if last time we talked to him, he just wants to get bigger and stronger.
Yeah, but
if he wants to get bigger and stronger,
here we go. She's coming over the live stream. Mel Breen's about to receive her gold medal. Tyler Whistle in second. Whitaker's going to be in third. 11:26 that winning time.
He's going to be cut off at the pass to go and talk.
Come on, Cody, give us.
He's going to go.
We'll get him soon. We'll get him soon.
Oh, he's got Cody Lynch, you legend.
Here he comes.
He's pointed him straight over to the
He's
screen.
been granted access. Access granted. In the Adidas replay.
Look here on the Adidas replay. Yeah, Trey Williams absolutely smoking out of the blocks, but look at him go. Josh Clark. Hartman couldn't go on the outside. Benuve Tambukal came at him, but Clark, and he does have more in him. Just look at that. He has more in him, and he knows he's done it. The national champion, such a young age. This kid is the future of athletic sprinting. But let's not forget Trey Williams as well. He put himself in good position as well, moving forward. And trackside now, Matt Lynch with the winner of the men's 100 metres, Josh Clark.
Thank you very much, Josh Clark. 10:19. Tell me about it. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, in those races when it happens so quickly, you don't really know how fast you're going. So I was just, once I got out of my drive, I was just gunning for the line, hoping I'd get there first, and luckily I did. So
you've run 10:20 windy before last year, but now you've done it legally. It's just a shame it didn't round down from that 10:17. Yeah. But how was the nerves out there? It was very silent, but when the Japanese guy false started, was that a little bit too much time to think about?
Oh no, not really. I think I've been doing it for a while now, so you sort of just get used to it a little bit. But they're definitely nervous for the semi-final tonight. Yeah. But then I think just getting the run out of the way helped and just sort of calmed me for the final.
Mate, it was pretty easy. What was the hands up in there? I saw that after the semi.
I felt like a lot of the time was pretty good. It was pretty a sloppy race, to be honest. So I was just sort of a bit angry at myself. Just sort of should have put it together better, but oh well.
That's right. So in Sydney, we talked about what was next. You just want to get bigger and stronger. Is this the end for you now, or you're going to look forward, or you just want to stop and get ready for Rio?
No, I think it's just best for me to stop. As I said to the announcer, my goal this season was just to get through injury-free.
Yep, well, you did it.
I did that. Haven't done it for a while, so...
No 200 tomorrow?
No 200.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've done that now, and I think I'll just pull up stumps and, as I said, just get back to base.
Well... all the people who watch the live stream know I'm one of your biggest fans, and I think everyone else is going to be jumping on the Josh Clark train now. We're going to see him in Rio, definitely, next year. All right, thank you, Josh. Back up to you guys.
Yeah, Josh Clark there with Matt Lynch. But don't go anywhere, guys. We've still got plenty of action to go. The women's 400 coming up, and straight after that we have the men's 400, which will round out tonight. And the women's Jav has completed, so we'll find out the results there. I think it might have been the South African who won that competition. But we'll find out. And the results will be with us as soon as we possibly can. But you can see there, well, Josh Clark, sensational stuff.
Alex Hartman, 10:30.
Yeah, and he beat Trey Williams. Great stuff there. Hartman will be lining up for 200 tomorrow.
Looks like Trey ran 10:32. Jin ran 10:34.
Wow.
That is
off its face.
Thank God you said that, Lynchy.
No, I wasn't going to say anything else.
No, that was, honestly, that was one of the best finals we've seen. And just to see those boys all lowering their personal bests and great conditions here in Brisbane, you love it. We all love it.
What did Benuve run? That clock, that board is freaking me out at the moment. But his PB was 10:30, and he's beaten Hartman.
So what did Jin ran at 10:32?
10:34, Trey 10:32.
That's a PB for everyone, pretty much.
Yeah, just Jaworski. PB tonight, so that would have been a PB, and Breslin just being very consistent in the low 10.4s, but what a cracking race.
Now, that was one of the races of the night, and Lynchy, I know we've been talking about the 400s all day, but the men's and women's 400, particularly the men's, another cracking event, and we saw Jess Gooley upset them all last week. Could we see another upset tonight in the women's 400 metres, Lynchy?
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past her. She's out there in lane 7, so, you know, a little bit out there. There's Morgan Mitchell. She is the reigning champ, and she really, that 52.22 that she did last year, that came out of nowhere. She hadn't broken 53 before. This season, she hasn't broken 53 yet again. Could she do it tonight?
You can see in the background there, Jess Gooley as well. Caitlin Sargent just in the light blue. But Gooley last week, as Lynchy said, swamped them all. See her there. She's coming out of... What lane is she in? Is she in lane 8? Tell me she's in lane 8.
No, she's in
Gooley
lane...
Avenue.
What's she in? Lane 7. Lane 7's my favourite lane. It's close.
There she is.
There she is. Well, we didn't talk about her last week, so there'll be plenty of talk about her here. She's a 400-metre hurdle specialist, but she wanted to run the flats at the Nationals, and she...
I think it's a good decision.
Absolutely, it's a good decision.
The Australian Men's 100 metres Championship will now...
And the girls there warming up. Plenty of action going on here.
Commonwealth Games bronze medalist at 100 metres.
Caitlin Sargent, well, she's been here before. You can see here the men's 100 metre medalists. Josh Clark.
Look at him.
If you just joined in, guys, press rewind, go back just a sec.
What a run.
10:19, one of the fastest we've seen in a final for quite some time. Brilliant stuff.
And look, he wants to get bigger and stronger. That's his goal. He wants to get bigger and stronger than that. Crazy. And Benuve, Tambakatoro finishing second again at the Australian Champs. I'd still like to know what he's ran. It's got to be a 10:20.
What a run from Benuve. And great to see Hartman as well. He's had an interesting season over the 100 metres, more of a 200 metre man, but great to see him popping out a good 100 tonight. And Trey Williams, he's a man on the rise. And the women's 400 metre final promises to be just as exciting.
Just for you, Lynchy and everyone out there, Benuve Tambakatoro, 10:26.
Yes. That's beautiful. That's a Fijian record.
How about this? You go to Ben Jaworski with a 10:39. Breslin went 10:43, and that was it. Everyone went sub
10:39, and you finish in 7th place.
And look at this, Mossy, another great final.
We can see here Lind, Vanderwall, Ruby, Mitchell, Sargent, Gooley, Jones, and Pekin. And these girls, well, there's so much on offer here tonight, but I can't pick it. My gut instinct says Ruby, but Mitchell last year, well, she absolutely blitzed them. Caitlin Sargent's been one of the informed runners this season. Jess Gooley last week, well, she showed us, well, she's got what it takes. Beth Vanderwall, well, she'll come out of lane 3, and, you know, she has been very, very good in the past. For Queensland, you just know Lindsay Pekin there on the outside. Well, her mum won medals here, Commonwealth Games. At this stadium back in 1982, there's your reigning national champion, Morgan Mitchell.
Line 7 Victoria, she's the winner of the Melbourne World Challenge Meet, Jess Gooley.
Well, Jess Gooley there, she's just getting the introduction to the crowd. New Zealander in behind Lindsay Pekin there. Jones, and there's Pekin on the outside from Western Australia. She'll go out hard early and look to hang on. But this, guys, wherever you are across the world watching this one here, the 93rd Australian Athletics Championship, this is one of the races of the meets. It's the women's 400 metres over to Ollie Worm.
Thank you, Mossy. Great crowd assembled here. All here to see 2 more track events for this evening. Men's TJ still underway. Alwyn Jones up shortly, but at the moment, the race we've got our eyes on, the women's 400 metre final. Away from the inside, Lynn, Vanderwall, Ruby, Mitchell, Sargent, Gooley, Jones and Pekin. As they move down the back straight, Caitlin Sargent makes her way and makes her move early on, getting onto the shoulder of Jess Gooley. On the inside, Annalise Ruby gets onto the shoulder of Morgan Mitchell, who looks like she's got some work to do. Caitlin Sargent, as they go through 200, is just in the lead on the outside. Louise Jones running well, and Lindsay Pekin trying to set it up. Morgan Mitchell now starts to go for it. She makes her move, but Caitlin Sargent around the bend with 150 metres to go is in the lead and has got a commanding lead. Can Ruby and Mitchell swamp her late? Sargent straightens up in the lead from the outside. To do. Morgan Mitchell starts to wind up, and Ruby using her endurance. Caitlin Sargent still in the lead. Ruby on the inside. Mitchell coming. Annalise Ruby gets up on the inside. Annalise Ruby is your Australian champion in the 400 metres. 52.72 unofficially. What a well-timed run from Annalise Ruby.
Mate, Annalise Ruby, she's been second so many times and she's finally got her Australian title. Absolutely stoked. That's Sydney Uni winning the men's 100 out of the women's 400. 400 metres, first title. Oh, that's awesome.
Great run from Annalise Ruby. Caitlin Sargent really set it up, put it all on the line, and what a run. So one event to go on the track tonight, the men's 400 metres. There's about 6 guys pushing for 3 medals. Well, there's 8 in total, but 6 guys have calculated.
Mate, look at the joy on Annalise Ruby there. As
oh, it's Rabone. Rabone and Whaler, get off the stream.
As Lynchy had said that she has forever been the bridesmaid. Well, tonight, so she is the champion of the Australian 400 metres. Second last year. Well, she's back, baby. The 800 metres. 100 metres has paid dividends as she had that strength in that final 400. We see the boys here lining up for the men's 400 metres, but that, my friends, was a beautiful race there, and great to see Annalise Ruby from New South Wales taking out the Australian Championship here. And we'll go to the Adidas replay. Lynchy, I might get you to talk us through this one.
Oh, yes, please. Yeah, Morgan Mitchell, normal tactics. It seems to work for her, just sort of letting the other guys run their race, and she's going to run a more even first 200. Sarge loves going out hard and really putting the pressure on everyone else. And Ruby, obviously, just a little bit in between. You see Morgan in the purple there start to wind up. But Ruby really just keeping control, keeping focus, turning over those arms. Sarge really fighting in that home straight. But looks like that 800-metre work that Ruby's been doing has really helped her at the end, and I think it's just that hunger for that first title. She's like, I want it. Oh. And I think Morgan's gone up for a silver.
Yep.
So there we go, Morgan Mitchell up for a silver. But look at that, that's just pure joy, and that's what you want to see. Australian title, first ever, fastest of the season, fastest of the year from any Australian, and she is just stoked.
Brilliant stuff there. So the final race on the agenda here tonight on day 3 of the 93rd Australian Athletics Championship is the men's 400 metres. Will it be Burns? Will it be Beck? Or who knows? They're going to come from everywhere. They're the two that we'll be looking for. I know you've kept a close eye on Clay Watkins as well.
Yeah, Clay Watkins, one to watch in the final here. Of course, a sub-46 man, but looking to go well tonight. And Alwyn Jones on the runway in the men's. TJ behind the board. And just edging around that 16-metre barrier, but doesn't seem to be pushing out there. 52.77 officially for Annalise Ruby. Morgan Mitchell in second, 52.94, and Caitlin Sargent in third, 53.01. Wow, this men's 400-metre final. There's the start list, Mossy.
Oh, look at this. The two Victorians on the inside, Rasul and Luke Stevens. Ian Douglas, well, many think he hasn't shown us his best yet, and he may well come out on top here from Victoria. Lane 5, South Australia's Clay Watkins. The two Queenslanders go into this one red-hot favourites. In lane 6, it's Alex Beck. Craig Burns from Queensland. He was second last year in the Australian Championships. Sam Baird from Victoria. And in lane 9 from New South Wales, it's James Kermon. The ones to watch here will be Beck and Burns out of 6 and 7.
Yep, this 400-metre final promises to be a classic encounter, much like the women's 400-metre final we just saw. And, wow, great battle on our hands. And this will be the last track event we're bringing you tonight. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the live stream, day 4 of the 93rd Australian Athletics Championships, and looking forward to wrapping things up here. But we've still got a track event here tonight. The men's TJ still underway, and you can see Ian Douglas on the screen. An athlete who's had a great season, coached by Scott Russell, and he could be one. Beck and Burns probably the most fancy runners, but you've got athletes like Luke Stevens, Ian Douglas, Clay Watkins, really ones to challenge, and wow, it's going to be a great final. Sam Baird as well, we've seen him finishing so well in his 400s.
I think a sub-12 last 100 for him last night.
Wow, that's impressive.
But until 2013, a Queenslander hadn't won the 400 title for a very long time, but Beck broke that drought. Let's see if they can do it on home soil.
Here we go. Luke Stevens on the screen, the talented Victorian, coached by the Bulldog, John Henry. Can he cause a surprise here? Well, here we go. Hopefully 46 seconds away from finding out who is going to be crowned the Australian champion in the men's 400-metre final. Crowd silent in the blocks. Away in the 400-metre final from the inside, Rasul, Stevens, Douglas, Watkins, Beck, Burns, Baird and Kermond. Going out hard down the back straight, opening up. It's Craig Burns, as we've seen him do time and time again, leaving Sam Baird in the dust. Goes up on his shoulder. On the inside, Ian Douglas running well, and Clay Watkins, watch for him coming home late. On the outside, the two Queenslanders making their run. Burns on the outside running well, and Beck creeping up on the inside of him. Luke Stevens with some work to do, and Ian Douglas. It looks to be a two-horse race. Big Craig Burns in the lead. Can Beck get there? I don't think they will. Look at Craig Burns, the big fella. Can he dip under 46 seconds? He starts to get fatigued, but Craig Burns is going to hold on. 45.87, Craig Burns. His first time under 46 seconds. Well-deserved personal best for Craig Burns, and he's your national champion of Australia in the men's 400 metres. Officially 45.94 for Craig Burns. What a run. Woohoo!
Unbelievable stuff there by Burns. Just laying down his claim as Australia's fastest 400-metre here at the Australian Athletics Championship. Unbelievable stuff there. Just blew them away, Matt Lynch.
Oh, I'm so glad that didn't round up to above 46. That would have really hurt. But 45.94, he's done it. That's the first non-Steve Solomon sub-46 for quite some time. And, well, like we said yesterday, he'd already put himself in the 200 final. He wants the double. He's on his way. Hasn't been done since 1988-89 season from Darren Clark. And he's a chance. That's exciting. I'm getting him. He'll get on the live stream. He's getting on. He was so lactic towards the end too. I don't mind watching a bit of Craig Burns getting lactic, but he did it at the right time.
That's lovely. From one 400-metre to the other, as you see here on the replay, well, last season Burns would have seen Steve Solomon out here in front of him, and you can see Burns just striding away from this point. He's been known at this point to almost go backwards, but
here it is. Look at that
just
lactic.
Trying
Look
hard.
at it.
It just hits him.
He holds strong, Craig Burns. You can see that pain really set in, but Craig Burns digs deep. He's your national champion.
And who took the bronze? That was a blanket between Baird, Stevens and Douglas.
And looks like Kim Mickle has taken out the Australian Championship, 61.02. Of course, the South African actually won the competition. Viljoen 63.29. Kelsey Lee takes second. 55. We're just having a look at the scoreboard. It is a bit fuzzy up there.
I think it's a 58. Yeah, the scoreboard's not too happy at the moment in those minor positions.
And we can see those girls, the champions in the women's jab. We'll hopefully get the results here on the live stream as soon as possible. Live results, sorry. Apologies, the scoreboard here a bit fuzzy, but we can see 61.02 for Mickle. And she will be your national champion, basically booking her spot on the way to the World Champs. And we're going to bring you a bit of the triple jump to wrap things up tonight. Look at this, Craig Burns and Lutzy having a bit of a D&M on the track, and he really dug deep, and it's so good to see Craig Burns dip under 46 seconds.
Whatever you do, Lynchy, do not let Craig Burns sit down, mate. We want to see those lactic
Well,
legs.
they do say it's best to move around after you are in heavy lactic. Move around, get the lactic moving, and Lynchy would know all about that, wouldn't you, mate?
Yes.
You see him now.
Sorry, he's having a drink. I'm so thirsty. I'm dry. I'm just talking. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I like to just not stop moving. Yeah, you want to get that lactic out of your body as quick as possible, but
maybe you want to run across and tell Lutzy.
Ian Douglas takes the bronze. You beauty.
46.95. Look at that. 96, 45, 46.95, 46.96, 46.99.
How close?
That is just a blanket.
Yep.
But Burns, he just blew the others away. Went out a million miles an hour, and he's got a 200 heat to do tomorrow.
Absolutely, and of course, Steve Solomon, not here. He was our national champion.
He'll be watching.
Yeah, and he'll be watching.
Legend Steve
over
Solomon.
there. I won't say at home, but over there in America where he does reside. And we know you're a huge fan of the stream.
Pretty sure we could say that Steve would have taken out the gold if he was here, but I'm sure he'd be very happy to see Craig Burns pick out that one.
And Annalise Ruby takes out the women's 400-metre event. The national champion.
We'll see here another one of our competitors in the triple jump. Oh, nice jump. He's thrown it out there. He looks like he's pretty happy with that one. No, he got the red flag.
And the big fella somehow fighting his way over to Lynchy. Okay, give me some food, give me some water, and get me on the live stream.
So yeah, he's just having a drink at the moment. He's a bit thirsty. He just ran 400 metres.
He's hungry. He's just been fed. He's just delivered the goods in the men's 400 metres.
So
what a legend.
We'll throw it trackside now with Matt Lynch as the girls there get their medals. Matt Lynch with the winner of the men's 400 metres. It is Craig Burns from Queensland.
Mate, tell me the feeling. You've crossed the line. You've looked across. It says 45.
I didn't look.
You didn't look?
I had no idea. I heard 45.88 or something.
Yeah, round up to 45.94.
I'll take it.
Which is lucky because I didn't want it to go up to over 46. But, no. Mate, I'm guessing your tactics were go out as hard as you can?
Yeah, that was it. I had Alex on the inside, so use my strength, which is the first 200, go out hard. I had no idea where he was, you know.
Yeah,
he's a competition, so I got to be ahead of him because his third 100's the kicker for him. And just brought it home.
Yeah, you did bring it home now. Getting a little bit stiff-legged towards the end there. I can see you shaking it out. How are those legs feeling at the moment?
They're all right. I got 2-2s tomorrow, so...
Oh, so you are in the final again already? You put yourself straight to the final?
Mate, yeah, mate. So tomorrow... so tonight, just like a rub down and a good stretch out, so should be good for tomorrow.
And you're going to win the 200 tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, mate, sure.
Hartman ran 10:30 today.
Yeah, I know. He's been doing well. He's a strong kid. He's a strong boy.
Oh, he's a boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
so he's not a man yet.
Well, real men run 400 metres.
No, I agree.
You would know that.
I do know that. I do know that. All right, we're getting the wind up from the officials. You better go get your gold medal.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Burnsy.
Oh, good to see Burnsy on the live stream. And here's Alwyn Jones. Come on, Jonesy. I want to see you get a big one over 16.50 tonight. Come on, Alwyn. Deliver the goods.
Boy. Looks like he's come straight off one of the beach breaks down there. Snapper Rocks, perhaps, down on the Gold Coast.
Big coach Vasily Goroshenkov watching, willing Alwyn on.
Got a nice little wave from Snapper down through to Kira. And then he's just lobbed up here, pulled his socks up for a triple jump. Look at that, giving himself a yell to come on. He's fired up. He wants a big one.
Big Alwyn.
Gets
Looks
out
like
around the 16, I'd reckon.
Yeah, let's hope it's over that 16-metre mark. But what a night it's been, Mossy. Great night of athletics.
It's been huge. If you did tune in, Sally Pearson didn't run in the women's 100. Mel Breen took out that. But looking at Sally Pearson's Twitter, it says that thank you everyone who's got concern for me. I decided to pull out of the 100 final as a precaution. Likely to see me out there tomorrow in the hurdles.
Oh, good. I like that.
Yeah, so she's likely to see Sally Pearson. What a night it has been, guys. The men's 800 metres taken out by Jeff Risley. The women's, surprisingly, by Heidi C. Nee Gregson. And we saw there the 100 metres probably, I'm going to say that's a highlight for me. Josh Clark, 10.19 in the men's 100 metres. Lynchy, what's been the high for you?
Mate, you've just said it. 10.19. That's an absolute cracker. We've got a bit of help from Robbo. He's been doing his homework. He makes it. Alana Boyd, Brandon Stark, Julian Ruck, Kim Mickle, Mel Breen and Jeff Risley, who are all national champs, who have already done qualifiers. So we've put them on the bus to Beijing.
The Beijing bus is starting to fill up, people, but there's plenty of action still to come tomorrow. I'll go through that in a sec.
15.98 from Alwyn Jones, his final attempt.
But Ollie, for you, the highlight of this evening?
Look, I really enjoyed seeing Jeff Risley and Alex Rowe go head-to-head, and of course that men's 100 metres, Josh Clark is a class athlete.
And let's not forget, I'm sure that everyone here in the production team
We would say the highlight, Lynchy, you'd agree with this, mate. The highlight was Ollie Worm with Tumbukatoro for the first time this weekend.
Yeah, Ollie, can you give us one more? Make sure it wasn't a fluke.
Tumbukatoro.
Oh, there it is.
No, it was a great run. Great to have Manuvo here in Australia, and he ran a great run in the 100-metre final, and unlucky not to win that, but was defeated by Josh Clark, a man in form. So apologies for mispronouncing a name last night. Just a big error, but glad I got it right tonight, and well done in your 100-metre final.
Well, that's all we've got time for this evening, guys, the 93rd Australian Athletics Championships. Now, don't forget to join in tomorrow, 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that's 11:15 p.m. here, or a.m. rather, here in Queensland. Plenty of action. The men's long jump, women's discus throw, the women's height, and let's look at the track. The women's 800, men's 15. Will it be Risley? Will it be Gregson? And, of course, Lauren Wells in the women's 400-metre hurdles. On behalf of all the team, in particular in the commentary, myself, Silas Moss, Ollie Worm, Matt Lynch trackside, Cheech the cameraman, the whole of the VPA live crew and Athletics Australia, it's a very good night to you.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Sleep well.